Welcome, everyone. We're the Smoky Dragons, we're Trapper Dungeon Crawlers, and today is Legend of Arcadia, episode Althea, session 2. Yo ho, it's Althea time again. Woo!
Yay.
After that doozy of a first session, the lengthiest of sessions, maybe could be the longest one of this campaign. Who knows?
Good.
Because it's now session 2, and by this time we are already in the middle of Thankmas beginning. So yay for the numbers that we've raised. I don't know what it is because this was recorded before Thankmas started.
They want the
My future Russes
to be impressed.
Thanks for those good numbers, guys. They hit real big.
Keep it
real
up.
Good numbers.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Hopefully they make us correct. Hopefully we raise money by then, or else we're gonna look really dumb.
Thank you for that whole $5.
Hey, $5 is $5.
I mean, fair.
Story of my life.
So before we get started, I got to give the ASMR pour, which didn't work out last time when I was editing the last episode. Did not work at all. So hopefully this time I'm gonna put it directly to the mic and just be like, and spill on myself.
Just drops it on the
I'm
table. Wham!
I'll try as well.
That sounded pretty good. That going in, that sounded really good. Like goo, 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 goo.
Nickel, every time I've heard that.
Which
I
isn't
gotta
that
go.
often. It's like 2 nickels, but still it's weird that it happened twice.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
It's not like the color of that thing.
Nice and cold too. I put some ice in it.
Off to a great start here, I say.
Wonderful start.
It was literally like the Tin Man, you know, that sound effect in the Wizard of Oz where it's like goo, goo, goo? It was like that. That's literally what it sounded
Nice.
like. That's literally what it sounded like.
That's
Yeah, it was great.
perfect.
Excellent.
So I know after first session, I know starting first session, we were all a bit, wary of starting because, first time all together, actually recording I guess the session's here, but you know what I mean? Actually doing the thing. So I know it did kind of go off to a bit of a slow start, but I think it lended well to the mystery of this campaign, because obviously this campaign is much different than Mythos. Mythos was just like cyberpunky action, boom, boom, and then main campaign is like high fantasy and logic making a lot of jokes that'll probably get me canceled, shit like that.
Pick up the slack, people.
But I really like how this one started too, because it's very and also Captain Lionheart just scaring a couple of you was pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
Very scary and intimidating.
Captain is very cool in general, in my opinion. Scary, but cool.
Yes.
I love it.
Also, don't mind me. I'm not actually crying. It's just hay fever.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Also, hope
I'm
you feel
crying,
better.
but it's on the inside.
I'm always
I'm happy
crying.
to be back. I'm so happy to be back.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always crying.
Captain's like, me too.
I'm always crying.
You just can't tell because it goes into his fluff.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, you look great. You look great. You look beautiful, darling. You're a star. You're a star.
Smashing.
1920s producer. Come on, baby. You're a star.
Oh dear.
Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get back into the recap of what happened last time. So we began our adventure on the high seas with the crew of the Courage, seizing a merchant vessel with products heading towards Cordova, we find out later. After a somewhat normal seizure of these goods, one guy decided to be a hero. However, he was quick. It was short-lived, and he was disarmed, one might say.
Hey.
Thanks to Sigib with a sniped shot of a firebolt to the hand that held the powder for the cannon. Afterwards, the crew made port in Duntra, sold off some supplies. Iris went on her shore leave, which technically you guys don't know what happens in there, but everybody else in the audience does. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And then the crew meet up to go speak with the Madame at the brothel in Duntra. After finding out some information about links to this syndicate that the captain had worried about after a note was slipped under his door while on the Courage before making port, finding out about this syndicate's name, Omen, and other sort of suspicious individuals that have visited the brothel within the week. And the Madame then mentioned that one of her girls, Gianna, had spent time with a man boasting that he was in Omen. Confused why an organization such as Omen would be so not so tight-lipped about their involvement in this organization, they decided to investigate more and spoke with the wonderful barkeep, the Goliath Joffrey, who
Baby!
Joffrey stand, baby!
just a sweet guy, and he likes it when people are nice to him, and he just cleans the bar, and he doesn't know what fuck means. And doesn't know where to shut it.
He's a good boy.
And he's now rich.
Who now owns
So
the brothel. So
Canada, he actually.
after the crew speaks to Joffrey, and he tells them of this white powder substance that was also found within the gunpowder barrels after Sigib had investigated some form of narcotic that is being shipped around. Found out that some of these so-called Omen members had been using this narcotic at the bar in the brothel. After finding out a bit more of that, promising to return, the crew of the Courage heads up to where Gianna is staying, and after investigating the outside of the house, finding out that one of the locks is broken, enters in to find a most gruesome scene. Gianna was stabbed several times in the stomach, and her throat slit. She was dead. After looking around a bit more and Bane pocketing a very expensive necklace, which Iris did not let go unnoticed, but didn't tell the rest of the crew. It was decided that they would go and tell the militia what had happened. However, the militia already met them there. So immediately the crew thinks setup. After talking their way through not having to fight the militia and maybe being arrested, they're kind of under arrest. They're more under investigation, but they're under arrest. Let's just call it how it is. Am I being detained or am I free to go? They were detained for sure. And the crew convincing the militia that they would need to talk to the Madame at the brothel.
Through lots of tears.
Through lots of tears. They arrive back at the brothel and find out that it was the Madame who set them up. And with a masterful use of sending, alerted the captain at the same time. Iris made sure to have all of your backs covered, as the captain arrives just in time to diffuse the entire situation after one of the militia mistakenly called him Irving. You know, with a
Like you
flint,
don't.
Gun around.
with
Listen, no.
like you don't. With a flintlock to the back of his head, he quickly decided to let all of you go. And while preparing the ship for departure, Bane and Iris decide to head out to one of the docks where Bane searched for her father, and Iris also searched for her father, who happens to be Captain Green Eye.
Pew, 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 pew.
Big reveal of last session.
Confetti.
And after speaking with Green Eye for only a moment, Green Eye said that he would send a message with Iris to Iris's mother to be delivered as soon as they can, as Green Eye has a mission in Mythos that he's going to be undertaking. And Bane giving the necklace that they had pilfered to their father to help him, you know, live off of whatever he needs to, buy food, you know, keep himself well taken care of. Even though her father did not want to sell the necklace, wanted to keep it because it was so beautiful. But after that, the crew reconvenes on the deck of the Courage, and this is where we dive back into Legend of Arcadia, episode Althea. And so you're all on the deck of the Courage. It is starting, the sun is starting to set. And you have about maybe 30 more minutes until the ship is to shove off from port. Any last minute preparations you all want to do, or any other things to just talk about RP amongst yourselves? It's up to you.
If no one has anything else, I just want to drop off the fancy tobacco that I bought for the captain because I said I was going to. I'm just going to put that in front of the door with a little note says, "Here's your tobacco," with like a little smiley face or something. And then I'm going to wander off the ship just to a nearby place because I want to pick up a fucking cask of rum for the ship.
Very nice. Okay, easily done. There's a general store on the dock. That's it's called Doc's Martins.
Stay up all night thinking of that one?
Huh?
Did you stay up all night thinking of that one?
Yes, I did.
I don't usually go to chain stores, but I guess it'll do.
It came to him during Pokemon.
I'll just go and get my rum and go back to the ship and go, "Who's everyone's favorite doctor?" as I come back on ship.
The crew's just like, "Huzzah, rum!"
Yep, I'm just there with Athelstan, making sure that everybody's getting back on board. Okay, I was gonna say that I was doing inventory checks, but I feel like that would be more of like a biggest thing, or
Well, that'd be a Chordicus thing.
or Chordicus. I was gonna say Chordicus.
But yeah, being the first one back on the ship, I would say that I've already kind of done my check of the guns and all that.
That's true.
Considering you were doing a
Fair
sneaky
enough.
check.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not that we know about that.
Where is
No,
Reggie situated on the ship?
I don't know.
Oh,
Where are you situated?
I just assume more at the dock, making sure that everybody gets back okay. Not necessarily on the ship yet. Or are we? Did you say we are technically back on the ship?
You're around the deck, so you could be like on the dock on the gang by the gangplank.
Up by the gangplank. Yeah, we're just like overseeing the gangplank. Yeah.
I'm like a couple of feet away from him, mirroring everything that he does in a stupid manner.
With
Like,
Athelstan
he
watching.
points at something to like put it on the ship, and I'm like,
with Athelstan watching, like,
Yeah.
Is it?
Ray
Is it
Reggie, remocking you, rocking you.
hello, Brock.
Oh man, is it safe to assume that I have checked that we have enough rations to continue on and leave port from here?
Yeah, it's safe to assume. The captain is in his quarters currently, and he did ask you to come and talk to him as soon as you've all done your checks. So as soon as you all have done your checks, you could report to the captain's cabin.
Oh, I hope he gives me the rose. Oh wait.
I make sure everyone's on, and once we're in the clear, I head in there.
I'll head in there with the tobacco then.
Okay.
Does he want all of us there at once?
Yeah, he doesn't mind all of you there at once. He's
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm finished, so.
Does
If he
Athelstan
did
have to wait
mine, I'm
outside,
sure
or
he'd
is...
send us out.
Athelstan could come in. He doesn't
Okay,
mind
Athelstan's
Athelstan.
welcome. Okay.
He's the third most important person.
But does Athelstan's tail accidentally like knock something off the table and break something?
No, Athelstan has more spatial awareness than that.
Mm-hmm.
Athelstan probably has more spatial awareness than me, to be honest.
Probably
Yeah.
all of us.
Athelstan is a good boy.
Athelstan would probably do way better at Five Finger Fillet too.
How do you win that
It's his
game? You
dex
have no
modifier.
fingers.
Just cut to Athelstan on the ship, going like fucking Bishop from Aliens. Oh!
His dex modifier is only +2.
Well, I also add a cuteness modifier.
You should.
Cuteness
Best-
modifier is
best-
accurate.
Best
It's
boy modifier.
It's infinity. That's the modifier.
Athelstan is God, confirmed.
I mean, what is God spelled backwards?
Dog.
Exactly.
Stay up all night wondering if there really is a dog.
Hmm?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm a dyslexic atheist.
So as you all enter the cabin, the captain's just sitting in his chair. Oh, come closer.
Would the captain have a seat next to him, or is it just like his chair and just
His
desk in
chair.
front of him? Okay, I sit directly across from him, with Athelstan next to me. Not in a chair, just sitting next to me.
Sigib, how are the guns?
Ship as usual.
Chordicus, our supplies.
We seem to have enough rations to last us a good couple of, I'd say, at least a month, maybe a month and a half before we make port the next time. So I'd say we are all good on that front, my captain.
Right. Good. Aregion, let me see the crew manifest.
Yes, sir. Present it to him. Not fumbling it.
He flips it open. We're missing a member.
Who are we missing?
Who's that, Captain?
Joffrey.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
We'll always miss Joffrey.
No, we're missing Stan. Did he say he wasn't returning to the ship?
Hmm.
I wasn't
Not
aware
asking
Stan
the
left
captain,
the.
Is
left
he
the
part
ship.
of the gun crew? Like, should I know where he is?
Good question. Yeah. What does
Like,
Stan do?
Technically, everyone's part.
He's just a deckhand. But now that you recall, yeah, you are missing a member. the crew.
He sent 2 letters back in autumn. We must not have got them.
Was he one of the ones that got off with me?
Yes.
I was gonna say,
what
did
meant
I
of the word?
did I have knowledge of
I
him
mean,
leaving?
You had knowledge that he had shore leave.
Okay.
would
He
would
left the
I
ship
know?
at the same time as me.
Would I know what his specific duties were?
Mainly to clean the deck.
So, all right, Swabber. Did any of us notice anything peculiar about Stan before we made port?
Everybody roll history.
And that
okay.
is sorry.
So your D20 plus your history modifier.
Okay.
10.
Got a 12.
15.
What is that under? I'm sorry.
It should be under your skills.
Okay.
Yeah, it
that
should
would
be
explain-
under deception.
That would
and
explain
above
it. Yep.
insight.
Okay. Fuck is that? Now I can't read all of a sudden. It is a 19.
Okay. Very nice. So with that, you did notice that he was kind of shirking his duties the closer you got to Duntra. And he seemed to be, kind of distant from the rest of the crew. As you were pulling into port, and after Iris got off for shore leave, he got off right after.
We know nothing about Stan's business.
Like right after.
Yeah.
So it was like 1 and 2.
We don't have the damn slightest idea of what he was doing.
How long has Stan been part of the crew?
At least 2 years.
Is there anyone that Stan is particularly close with that we could ask?
So he would have gotten on the ship around the time that me and Iris did.
Yeah.
He got on before me. I've only been on the ship about 1.5 years.
I'm sorry, how long has Stan been on?
So Stan and Bane have been on roughly around the same time.
Okay.
So Stan was really close with another crew member, Horatio.
Horatio.
I knew him well.
Stan knew him well too. So Horatio was one that he was close with, and Horatio's been on the crew for about 4 years now.
What's Horatio's role?
Horatio's one of the gun crew.
Good man. Did you say new? Like Horatio's still around, or?
No, Horatio's still around.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Horatio.
He's still alive.
Okay.
Would we question Horatio, or
Yeah, I say.
would the captain want to question Horatio?
We could jump to conclusions and say that, he's the most obvious choice for a spy, but there could also be something else going on here. Like he might have been blackmailed, he might have been put up to it in some form of way. It does seem the most likely.
We asked the captain permission to question Horatio.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something as simple as him just being a deserter too.
I
Or if he
mean,
was the spy, they could be tying up loose ends.
for all we know, he was maybe he has a wife and children in Duntra.
If he is the spy, meaning Stan, then he would have had enough time to get to Gianna before us, would he? Or did we not get in time?
He was on the same ship as us. So
When did we get in?
Georgia, a couple hours ago, and Gianna died last night.
He was last night, yeah. It would have had
Okay, so
to
the
been
two
somebody who was already
aren't
there. Yeah.
does Stan resemble any of the crew by chance? Do we know enough about what he looks like to maybe make a slightly logical assumption about that?
Are you what do you mean?
I'm
trying to make this is it possible any of us could infer that he's related to either one of us and we don't realize it, or he looks like another crew member? I mean, is it possible he's related to Horatio? I mean, maybe, but
okay,
all right. It hasn't really it's not really
okay. That was a grasp at straws.
Okay. No worries. So the captain just sits back as you ask to question Horatio. If you wish to question one of the crew, I see no problem in it.
Will do, sir. We'll let you know our findings.
Captain, permission to search Stan's sleeping quarters.
You have my permission.
Okay, so you're going to do that. Who's going with me to question Horatio? Or not Horatio. Horatio.
Before you go, we'll deal with the matter of Stan in a moment. If he is the spy, then bring him to me and I'll see to the punishment. However, Iris, what are you doing? He watches as you're you're slightly looking at his desk.
I was just looking for any new knickknacks. I don't see you get them very often, and I didn't see you put away the tobacco I gave you.
Roll.
Oh God. 14? Oh, hold on. 24, sorry.
Okay. Yes, thank you for the tobacco. He kind of opens it and packs some in his pipe.
What do you think? It's a cherry Cavendish. I found it special.
Delightful.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
Now, most of you don't usually hear the captain say delightful. That's a high praise.
I do my best. And obviously, not seeing any fun trinkets or anything, I'll back off from what I was doing.
And Bane, I realize I don't give you much opportunity of duties either. Where do you feel you'd be most suited?
That is a good question.
I know.
I thought I was already bosun.
The ship doesn't get damaged very often.
No, that's very true.
At least how you guys have been going. You've skirted by on some luck. That
no holes where there shouldn't be.
That other people are just bad shots.
Just to be clear, you're still bosun, right? You just will revert right back to that. Okay, just making sure.
I understand your bosun. But
I'm happy to help out wherever any of the others need me. If the good doctor needs me to help out in the medical bay, I'm happy to go give her a hand. If anyone else needs help with anything else, I'm happy for doing that as well. I can be a second to anyone.
good. That will be your job while the ship is not damaged. You will report to any of your fellow officers here if they need you.
Aye.
So do try to make yourself useful.
Of course, sir.
Now, as for voyage, we have 3 possible opportunities of gathering information. I know of three places we can possibly figure out what is going on. We can either head to Smuggler's Rest and question some of the other pirates there, see what they've heard. Maybe we can get some more information there. Or we can go to Sunset Grove and procure some high quality crops for better food, as well as perhaps talk to the plantation owners there and see if they've heard anything. Or we can take the long journey to Umbra.
What's an Umbra?
I hear there's information to be had there, so Umbra is on the list.
Are they all in
I've
different
been to-
directions? Like, would we know what directions they are?
Smuggler's Rest is to the southeast. Sunset Grove is through the Strait of Liza to the southwest, and Umbra is the furthest destination, where you'd have to sail north and then curve around, and you would have to anchor offshore and go in by longboat.
We've got more than enough supplies for that trip.
I believe we do. I was just about to ask, how long would it take to get to each of these destinations?
Smuggler's Rest and Sunset Grove, it will take a couple of days. Meanwhile, Umbra will be about a week and a half.
So we have enough rations.
Not to throw my vote too early in the pot, but Umbra is a bit known to be a little skeevy, as it were. If there were secrets about someone who's toiling about and causing chaos, it could be found there. My other vote would be Smuggler's Reef, much for the same reason.
Both good points. What say the rest of you? I leave it up to you. I'm getting
Okay,
too
I'm
old
sorry.
for this sort of thing.
I'm sorry, real quick. What was the other option?
So,
It was-
Smuggler's Rest, Sunset Grove, or Umbra.
Is anyone unhappy with the food we've been eating?
I haven't heard any complaints, but fresher crops would be nice.
I mean, if we were going to take the trip up to Umbra, we could always go to Sunset Grove first to pick up better supplies for on the way, since it is such a long journey.
It's true,
Now-
keep morale up.
Now, this doesn't mean we can't go to all 3. We could just decide a certain order. We could hit Smuggler's Rest first, hit Sunset Grove, and then Umbra, or Sunset
I
Grove,
like that idea.
Smuggler's Rest, and then Umbra. Either way.
Yeah, I was trying to see what was on the way for the journey.
What is
Um,
what is the condition of the seas currently?
Currently, as of now, we have a southerly wind blowing.
Overcast at all? Any possibility of storms?
It's still roughly the same as when you pulled in, so nothing, no
Okay.
storm clouds have been forming or anything.
Okay. Well, given that, should make the longboats easier, provided the weather doesn't change.
Any
So-
crew? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want. It might make sense to start at Umbra and work our way back, assuming
Well,
Sunset Grove is between Umbra
Well,
and
So
Smuggler's
from
Rest.
your
Umbra
current
is off.
Sunset Grove is southwest.
yeah, from your current position, Smuggler's Rest and Sunset Grove are like this.
So I feel like we should kind of, sweep
Yeah,
around
Do a
and
loop and then go
do
up.
like a round trip, so to speak.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
If we do it that way, then we can loop around the southern parts of the big island and get to Umbra that way as well.
Agreed. Are there any?
That would actually, if you go that way, it will shave a couple like a day off of a trip. So
Hey,
because if you went around the north side, that's closer to Coriol, and I mean it's more iffy, and
We don't like to go there.
yeah.
Speak for yourself.
We just dropped you off as we're passing by.
Yeet.
Take the longboat. Are there any noteworthy crews out there? Have we heard about any out in the area? Anyone to possibly worry about?
When it comes to pirates, there's none really that are able to rival that of Captain Grimm, seeing as how Captain Grimm is no more. So nothing really to worry about. I mean, the Jade Dragon is going to be shoving off soon as well, and even then it'd be an ally in the waters. But other than that, no other crew would dare go against us. I would say the only way they would feel confident going after us is if I was dead.
that ain't happening.
Not
Not on my
soon.
watch, sir. Not on my watch.
Not anytime soon, I'm afraid. I may be old, but I'm gonna be here for a while.
How old do Leonins get to?
He's not a Leonin.
We don't know
Oh,
what
what-
he
what
is,
is-
right? Do we know what he is?
He seems human.
He seems to. Okay.
Oh, okay. The way you say seems human makes me think that he's not quite human.
For all intents and purposes, he looks human.
Okay.
It's that bandana. We can't see his ears.
Can't see his forehead. He could be a Klingon. No, I'm just kidding. No. Anyway.
He could have a third eye.
It's Tien. He made it in. No.
I'm the only serious character in the show. That's the joke.
He's the straight man. Don't doubt it.
Do any
go
of us have any particular? Has anything happened to any of us in any of these 3 locations that might make us afraid?
I'm not afraid of Umbra.
I've been through worse. I'm not.
So
afraid.
when it comes to each area, Smuggler's Rest, pirates are always welcome there, because I mean, it's essentially like a pirate haven. Sunset Grove, as long as you got the coin, they don't care who you are. As long as you buy their crops, they really don't care. So you guys haven't pissed off anybody in either of those places. Umbra is the one that's tricky, because Umbra is said to be full of plenty of things that go bump in the night.
Iris actually answered
A wretched hive of scum and villainy, eh?
Yes, almost.
Iris actually answered my question without me actually having to ask it directly.
But Umbra is legends say that it's the city of hell, basically, as it is in the shadow of the mountain named after the mistress of hell herself. It might as well be called Hell's City. So
Any of us have gone
so
there before?
Jersey.
some of you guys have been there before. The captain
We'd already been at
has.
this for a while.
The captain has gone there a couple times, but doesn't usually stay long. while the captain is a very feared man, the captain is also wary of things that are there because that place is unpredictable. So the fact that he's even suggesting that you guys go there means he's deadly serious about finding information.
The fact that someone like him doesn't like to stay around there even says a lot. So,
because the captain is a strong individual. You haven't really even seen him. You've never seen him lose a fight. So, and I'm even talking like simple bar brawl. He's still come out on top. The captain is legendary for a reason.
And he doesn't have he doesn't got like a hook or a peg leg, nothing like that.
He hasn't lost an appendage.
Because he's never, yeah, true. Thought maybe when he was younger, but then again, who knows? He's never lost a fight in his life.
At least as far as you know him, you've never seen him.
He
lose
really
a fight.
hasn't. Wow. I was gonna say, that's a pretty damn good track record for 15 years.
And this ship is still the same ship that you've been on for that long. So,
do we know remotely how long he's had the ship?
He's mentioned in passing once or twice that he's had the ship for about 25 years.
Wow. Makes me wonder what he got up to before us.
Always ask him. Whether he'll tell you or not is the
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well,
so we decided on a heading then.
I believe so. If we're doing it the way I think we're doing it, and I could be wrong, it'd be Sunset Grove, then Smuggler's Cove, then Umbra.
Right.
Am I wrong?
We all in agreement on that?
If that's the best
Everybody?
course, I believe so. Yep.
That'll keep us close to the shore for the first leg.
Yep.
All right. We're in agreement. Sigib, prepare the heading. Bane, have the crew begin to mast the sails.
Aye.
Prepare to weigh anchor. We shove off in 15 minutes.
All right.
Aregion, Chordicus, begin your investigation into Stan. If he does happen to show up before we shove off, send him to my quarters.
All right.
Going to hang back. Last one.
I suppose I'll be in the doctor's bay in case anyone gets hurt in this investigation.
Well, if you need nothing else from me, sir, Cord, if you're ready.
Yep.
All right. Athelstan, come.
And Iris, what did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, I guess I'll be in the doctor's bay in case anyone gets hurt in this investigation.
Stay behind, will you?
Of course.
I hear you say that with the in case anyone gets hurt as I clutch my hand walking out.
Phantom
Be a shame
pains.
if anyone played
rubbing it.
5-finger whatever it is,
Yeah.
the idiot game.
Alright.
After I go give the orders, would it be plausible that I could go follow up with Cord to help him investigate?
Yeah, you definitely could.
Mm.
Is that cool with you, Cord?
Yeah, it's absolutely. Another pair of eyes and hands is always welcome.
It's cool with me too, by the way. Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry, Reggie.
So the four of you leave the captain's quarters, and Cord being the last one out. Oh, Cord, one more thing.
Yes, Captain.
Shut the door.
That's an odd. That's a great call, man.
Fuck!
Now I would like everybody to remove their headsets.
Ah! Shit! Fuck. Okay. Oh. Yes, Captain.
Sit.
Yes, sir. I'll pull up a chair.
What were you looking at on my desk? You weren't looking at knickknacks.
I was looking at that funky map on your table. I've never seen it before. It just looked odd to me.
I see. There's only a few people who know what this map is.
Oh, okay. You don't have to tell me if you don't want. I understand. It just looked odd.
Now, I trust you. Only because of who your father is.
Right.
You've also been a great help to the crew.
I'll try my best.
Whether that remains to be seen.
I'm doing what I can.
Remind me, what college did you study under as a bard?
Eloquence, sir.
Roll deception.
Oh, thank God. Maybe. 24. I got a 14.
Okay. Let me just double check my numbers here.
Okay.
I sometimes forget that the captain also has a character sheet.
It's easy to forget.
Just on the insight for your first deception was a natural 20. That's why I was just
Oh,
like, I'm
shit.
not even, I know he's got a high insight. Oh yeah, no.
Oh shit.
Eloquence.
Yes, sir.
Methinks that you're not being truthful with me.
Methinks if I'm truthful, you'll do something to me. If I'm being completely honest, sir.
You're familiar with the Pirate's Code, yes?
Yes, sir.
You should be. Green Eye, I'm sure, has instilled it within you.
Drilled it, yes.
No, it's not explicitly said, but part of obeying a commander is not lying to them.
Do you promise that you'll understand that my intentions are true and that I mean it when I say that the crew is important to me, as are you?
I believe that is a truthful thing you are saying now.
And then,
You have a way about you when you lie. You got it from your father.
I come from the College of Whispers, so.
There it is. That's what I thought it was. You know, the Whispers are dangerous folk.
I know, but they're the only ones who've accepted me for who I am. Till recently.
Also an untrue statement.
There's maybe 2 other people, but it's not quite the same.
Are you counting me in that regard? I accepted you the moment you came on board.
And I suppose it's 3.
I'm not quick to trust. But because I care about your father, I've done my damnedest to make sure his apple of his eye is protected at all costs. This is why I did not give you many duties.
I
Why I
appreciate
kept you the
that.
doctor.
Just, I'll do what I can to help you, but keep in mind that if I'm to do that, I need to be able to show that I'm not getting attached to the ones that I'd be searching for things from.
How long have you been working for him?
Years. At least 15.
How much do you know?
Not a lot, actually.
Not surprised.
Even amongst ourselves, they keep their lips tight. Which is why it was such an interesting find to find people being so loose in the port.
Pretenders, I think.
Either pretenders or someone testing something. Of all my years, it would not surprise me to find them testing something or making a distraction to find something else.
You're the one who left the note.
I am. I assure you, I'm trying to look out for you, but I do have my duties as well.
They want this map, yes?
They do. I don't know why. They didn't tell me why. They haven't told me anything for a year and a half. They merely told me that just on port.
He folds the map. Hands it to you.
What? I'll take it.
Make sure they get it. Don't
Why?
want them thinking you're too attached.
Of course, Captain. What do you want me to look for in port? I have a couple of contacts.
In Umbra?
In Umbra. Specifically one in a very high regard.
Find all that you can.
Absolutely. Just please don't tell anyone else. So the Whispers already get a bad name as it is. I fear it will change perspectives if people realize what I am.
Understandable.
Thank you. And
If
truly,
if you find a good way to tell the rest of the officers, do it.
yes, sir.
And don't worry about the contents of the map. It's all up here. I've been studying it for that long.
All right.
I
Sounds like
believe
a plan.
it's blueprints to their headquarters in Corial.
Oh, no wonder they're so upset about it. Do you mind if I look at it? I might be able to confirm. I'll look at it.
You recognize a section of the map. You've been there, but the rest of it seems like it goes deeper to places you haven't been.
So does it look like it's the whole island, or does it look like it's just Court?
It's just the blueprint of the building that Omen is in.
Okay, so I'll say I have been here.
You have.
But I have, but only here, and I'll show him the part. I don't know anything else.
Any good access points within there?
Not unless you're going through a couple different levels of security. There's passcodes. A lot of times, if you don't wear a different face and don't sell it well, then they can see through it. Which is why Whispers work together with them pretty well, because sometimes we'd like to snoop on them because they're secretive little bastards.
Have you found anything about the leader?
No, aside from the fact that, gosh, give me a moment. It's been quite a while since I learned anything, really. Sorry, I'm just going through notes. Give me a sec.
No worries.
The only thing that I know that gets out to people like me is that the leader's named the Broker. That makes any sense to you?
Did you say a broker?
Correct. That's all I know.
He's been operating a long time. I've
Oh?
ran into him a couple times myself. At least one of his agents.
Okay. One of his agents. Do you know what he looks like?
No, nobody does.
Ah, he's probably the one I've talked to then.
Does he have a gravelly voice?
He does. Cryptic as hell. Little condescending, to be honest.
That's him.
That's who gives me my orders.
Either it's actually him or one of his agents. They all sound the same. I don't know how it's
Oh.
done.
Probably something to do with the bards have a particular skill set. I wouldn't be surprised if they also had access to it.
Perhaps. But if we can find out a good access point, we could infiltrate and perhaps take down the syndicate or omen from the inside.
No, we'd have to go to Bainthaurel to do that.
I know. I'm taking a page out of your father's book.
Don't worry. If there's anything for you to worry about, Captain, there is at least one thing on your side. Luck.
I don't believe in luck.
I'm made of it.
Well, let's hope it serves us well.
I'll do my best.
All right.
I do think Sigib has been snooping at the door, or at least nearby. I think he wanted to talk to you.
Great. Send him in.
Can do. Oh, and as I'm going for the door. Oh, and I hope you enjoy the other one too. It's vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yes, it's rarer, but I found it.
I'll have to try it.
And I'll open the door. Athelstan lifting wings is so cute.
Freaking
Thank
montage
you.
of everybody doing
Thank
stuff
you.
in the background.
I couldn't help it. It's like that gif. Only me spotting Athelstan is definitely the outcome. One more,
So-
Athelstan.
During while this talk with Iris and the captain is going on, Aregion, you're going to find Horatio. Cord is going to find or to Stan's bunk and to search his footlocker. Bane, you've already given out the orders to the rest of the crew to prepare the ship for departure, and you've now met back up with Cord.
Oh, okay. So they were never going with me. Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, Cord went with you until you found Horatio, and then Cord went to.
Oh, okay.
Stan's
Then he
footlocker.
decided to go ahead and investigate Stan's things. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
Gotcha.
Sigib, you've done your check of the guns. Everything is ship shape. You've prepared the heading, and you guys will be heading southwest along the coast. And you will be passing through the Strait of Liza to Sunset Grove, and the journey will take in total about 2.5 days. So we will first start off with Cord and Bane searching Stan's belongings. So both of you go ahead and roll me an investigation check, if you would.
14.
14.
$18.
18. The footlocker is
Nice.
locked. You can't. I think both of you are proficient in thieves' tools, so either one of you could try to.
Yeah,
pick the
I was
lock.
about to say, don't I have thieves' tools? Mind if
Both of you do.
Did you want to take this code?
I'm trying to make
I
sure.
believe he has expertise in thieves' tools, so he has a much better chance at just popping the lock off.
God, where my expertise is again. I'm proficiency. Okay. My expertise is deception and sleight of hand.
Oh, okay. So Then you both have roughly the same proficiency at picking a lock, so either one of you could do it.
Where do I find that?
These stupid claws.
So all you would do is roll your dexterity plus your proficiency for picking a lock.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not used to this.
Not a saving
being on
throw.
my
The regular check, right?
Yeah, regular check. So whatever your dex modifier is, plus
Okay.
proficiency, and that makes your lock picking check.
26.
26.
Damn.
Oh, that's you rolled an acrobatics.
Yeah. Oh, that's got dex next to it.
Oh, it's still just your actual modifier next to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Dex acrobatics plus 7.
Oh, okay. No, that's so I'm gonna let's see.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't realize.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. We'll
No,
go with what you rolled, but we'll subtract the amount from the acrobatics. That will be your, because I believe your dex modifier is +5, correct? No, +4. Okay, so -3 to that, so it's 23.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one.
Fine.
Okay.
No, you roll the dexterity plus proficiency, so it should be a +7 to your roll. And what did you roll on the die? Did it tell you?
19.
Oh, then it is 26.
Yeah, I the deck. I rolled the acrobatics though.
Oh,
You said dexterity, and I misunderstood.
Either way, it's the same number.
Okay.
Same number.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure it was the same number. So yeah, 26. It's a good number. Lockpick is like you grab your tools and it just pops right open. Open.
Beautifully done.
And it seems that a lot of his stuff is still here. Almost like he didn't intend on leaving. Like, I mean, like all of his belongings are here. Like his coin, his clothes, so even some of his rations that he's stashed away from the rest of the crew so he just piles on the rations.
So I'm assuming roll to search.
Based on the contents of his footlocker, the only crime he's guilty of is technically stealing from the crew, but it's the rations he's already given and he just stockpiles it. So even then, it's more of a technicality, really. Doesn't seem like he's, guilty of anything except possibly, stealing and maybe even just unintentional desertion.
Are there any books at all, or like any letters? I should say, not books.
He has some paper, but and you see like a quill and inkwell, and you pick up one of the papers, and it looks like really struggling to write his name.
Oh,
He was practicing.
Or he was under duress,
Oh, true.
and he was shaking.
Know whether or not he's literate? I mean, seems like something we'd probably know, right?
Most of the crew is illiterate. So
do we have any
based on the way that the writing looks, it looks like he's struggling to try to write.
So-
Bane suggested he was practicing to write his name.
So this is Ori ink. It's not an impression he wrote from another piece.
No, it is
Okay.
it is inked on.
Okay. Well, there goes my wondering if we had any graphite or anything board. Does he have a? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, the beds. I'm assuming that they have like.
They're hammocks.
Yeah, they're hammocks. Is it like folded up or anything like that? Like, is it wrapped up or anything? Like, is there possibly something inside of it amongst his like?
You can look
stuff?
in there.
Yeah.
Does he have a pillow?
He does.
Yeah. Is there anything inside the pillow?
You check the pillow, and there is something inside there. So as you reach in, you pull out a flintlock pistol.
I feel uncomfortable holding this. It's not my gun.
Oh wait a minute. Okay.
It seems like Stan sleeps with a gun under his pillow.
I mean, I would assume that would be common for a lot of the crew.
Yeah, a lot of the crew tend to sleep with their arms like right next to them, so they can easily just grab and go.
Can we?
If they need to.
Can we tell if it's been recently fired?
It's not even loaded.
It's not even loaded.
So it's just a comfort weapon.
With flintlocks, you don't keep them preloaded. Generally.
Well, I'm saying if it's been loaded, if it's been fired.
Oh, been fired recently?
Yeah. Is there any way to tell that?
Investigation. This is going to be a really high DC because pistols get fired all the time.
All right. So
it's gonna. You can attempt it. You can attempt to see if the powder seems the powder residue seems more fresh than usual. So it's. I'm not trying to discourage you from. Roll for it.
I don't think any of us logically would understand
able to tell
that concept. In general,
I think the only one who could probably glean it actually is Bane, being a specialist in firearms.
I was gonna say, as much as they fire them fairly regularly or whatever, or is there no kind of like upkeep that they would do? So like cleaning in between to make sure that it stays accurate and so forth. So would it not?
It is part of the code to keep their stuff clean.
So it would still be pretty. It would either make it harder or easier, because if it's been cleaned and then fired, I could probably see, yes, it's been fired, it's easy to see. But if it's been cleaned, then all of the evidence has been taken away pretty much.
Correct.
Is there anything unusual about the handle?
Like
in
a
what
secret
way?
Compartment or something?
Possibly a secret compartment, an engraving, of any kind. Is this his personal flintlock pistol, or was this given to him by us?
Judging
Or like crew stuff.
Judging by the way it looks, it is a very old flintlock. So this must be his personal one, and probably given to him by somebody, or he bought it a long time ago. Either way, either it was given to him, or he bought it a long time ago.
Have we looked in the barrel?
Generally, you don't do that.
No, we don't really look in that.
Generally, you don't just go like.
Well, only I'm
fucking with you.
I know, but I'm thinking, is there anything rolled up?
Like hidden.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As you look at it, there doesn't seem to be anything in the barrel. Kind of like with a glance. Not
From
trying
looking
to
at it, can I tell if it's cleaned or?
It seems as clean as it can. There's a lot of wear and tear from it being so old, but it's about as clean as it can get.
I feel like I'm not going to glean anything off it because he's kept it up pretty good.
Seems that he appreciates it a lot.
Can we infer how old it is? Can Bane?
Yeah, that's an intelligence check on Bane's part. I'll let you add your proficiency because it's a gun.
What would I be rolling for that? Sorry.
So that would be your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency. Yeah, and that would be the roll.
How much is proficiency?
Your proficiency currently should be +3. So whatever your intelligence modifier is, +3.
That's a 21.
This flintlock is about 8 years old.
Okay.
So it's possibly something that he's gotten from, like, somewhere, or he's had it his whole time.
He probably bought it from a smith or something, or a general store, or wherever would sell it. Like, I don't know, at the local pirate supply.
Yet another chain store.
Yet another chain store. Pirates are us, to go with the joke that Scooter made.
Absolutely. It's now canon.
I'm assuming there's nothing else left.
Other than, like, the rest of the stuff in the footlocker, but it's like, it doesn't seem like he was intending on staying gone, that he was intending on coming back, because with how well he keeps his pistol, with how well he keeps all of his stuff, this isn't the behavior of a deserter.
So
or if he did desert, it was like heat of the moment decision.
So possibly the first theory that I came up with, which was where it might have been under duress, if he was the spy.
Perhaps.
And
if that's what it is, I will never confirm or deny.
my final question, I think, before we move on, aside from that piece of paper, is there any other way to prove that the rest of this stuff in the footlocker is Stan's?
Yes, actually. Because he didn't know how to write his name, he always would mark his shirts just with like dots of ink. He did 4 dots of ink because STAN. He's not the pirates aren't the smartest individuals, but there's 4 letters in his name.
I mean, it works.
That's how he used it to differentiate. If there's other people with 4 letters in their name, fuck them. They get something different. This was Stan's thing.
Just wondering how much we knew Stan.
So, sorry, quick question. Are we still in dock? Like, we haven't left?
Yeah, you guys have not shoved off yet. This is all while the conversation with Iris and the captain is going on.
Okay. So, at the very least, we can glean that if he is the spy, then he's clearly left in a hurry, or he intended to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can also assume that nobody, Stan actually is Stan. No one, he's not,
like, no one's tampered with it, or, yeah. Do, like, when people leave the ship, do they have to say where they're going for situations like this, where
they usually check in with the quartermaster, and they don't have to say what exactly they're doing. They just have to check with the quartermaster, and it would go in with the manifest, the crew manifest of that they're on shore leave.
Yeah.
And then when they check back in, there's like a mark that Cord will put in at the end, like just to signify that they've returned.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Either Cord or Aregion will do it. They swap back and forth, whoever gets those duties. If Cord needs to do something else, Aregion will take over crew manifest. Aregion likes to, talk with the crew. So
yeah. And when we were talking about the fact that he was missing, Iris didn't say that she saw where he was going.
Iris did not say. Iris just saw that he left the ship roughly around the same time that she did.
I think I think we found all we can find. I mean, aside from really digging in and checking the 2 posts that hold his hammock up for any engravings, I doubt there's anything there. So I think
I do
think we
have
can-
one last thought. Is there any planks around the area that seem to be wobbly? Like, I know that it's not like ship floorboards and whatever, but is there anything like shoved between? Like, I know we did a pretty thorough investigation, but just one last look
go ahead and
over
roll me.
before we
Go ahead and
leave.
roll me investigation then.
That's a 2.
Everything seems fine.
Okay. All right.
All right, we'll
Um,
jump from there because while this is happening, Aregion is questioning Horatio. So Aregion, you find Horatio as he's and Sigib is also there as well. While Horatio is just checking the cannons and making sure everything is placed properly. Because again, Biggest runs a tight ship, or Sigib, sorry. Sigib runs a tight ship. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna swap it because
Spy.
because Sigib runs a tight ship. He's making sure everything is placed properly and where it goes, and you kind of sneak up on him, and he's like, Ghost mate, good to see you. What can I do for you?
To see you as well, Horatio. Have you seen Stan?
Oh, Stan went on shore leave. He hasn't returned.
No. No.
That's odd. Said he was going to visit his grandma.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know he had a grandma on shore.
Do we know how old Stan is?
Stan is roughly in his 30s.
Okay, just to clarify, he's with me, right? Sigib is with me.
Sigib
So
would
he's
be-
overhearing all this. Okay, he's close enough to hear all this. Okay.
So make
Are
sure,
you
like, if Stan's like 60 or something, his grandma's
Yeah.
we know he's lying.
mate, your grandma's dead. We fucking know. Yeah.
It is possible he still has a living grandma.
Yeah.
Yes, his grandma lives in Doontraw proper. That's odd that Stan hasn't returned. Do you think he's okay?
Well, that's what we're trying to glean from you, Horatio. Did he seem to be acting weird? Anything standing out?
No. Standing out.
Standing out. Hey, it wasn't intentional, but never mind. In the edit, it is, right? We just cut to the finger guns.
No, I'm gonna keep that whole thing.
But nothing off about him, Horatio.
No, he just seemed really really excited to see his grandma. Something about inheritance of something.
You didn't see Stan go off with any items of any kind, did you?
No, just
Had nothing
left.
with him?
He didn't bring any of his stuff from the ship. I feel like if he was to leave, he would bring his stuff, wouldn't he?
Well, currency and all that, but what stuff are we talking? 'Cause until now, I didn't even know Stan had a grandma out there, so.
Well, Stan likes to keep to himself mostly. He really only talks to me. The rest of the crew kind of just, leaves him be.
True.
You remember when he first came on ship, they kind of, razzed him and bullied him. That's what we always do to newbies. Since then, just kind of, we grew close and he opened up to me. And being one of the only people on the ship who knows how to write, I was teaching him how to write. He was making. He did express interest in wanting to learn. He wanted to write a book, but didn't know the first thing of how to write a book.
What did he plan on putting in this book?
Hell if I know. He just always said he wanted to write a book.
It's still very weird to me knowing that, along with Cord, I share the duties of seeing who goes on shore leave. I know who leaves and what they leave for. I don't recall a grandma being mentioned before.
Well, like I said, he must keep that close to the chest. Like I said, but something about an inheritance. Perhaps maybe then he can afford, things to help with the inspiration for his book. I don't know. I have no clue. All I know is that he was going to visit his grandma.
In Doontrop proper, you said?
In Doontrop proper, yes.
You have an address for that?
Yes, it is, it's, number 18.
18 Doontrop proper. Okay. We should investigate that before we take off, if we can.
If we're leaving in about 20 minutes, I don't think you'll make it there in time. And I mean, I would really like for Stan to be back on the ship. I don't want him to be accused of deserting.
Has he asked you to do anything else for him lately? Any odd favors? Hang on to anything? Has he given you anything?
Not particularly. I mean, he gave me a paper of him trying to write his name. This is the best he's done, and you see the paper. He shows it to you, and it's like a lot of struggling. Huh?
I'm joking.
A lot of struggling of him to write his name, and it looks like he's doing it multiple times, but then it finally starts to like look a little bit better. And it looks a lot more legible. And granted, it's still a bit messy, but it's progress.
Did you say a lot of dots, Biggest? Is that what you said? I'm sorry, Sigib.
It's fucking awful.
It's just dots.
Fucking awful.
Just dot.
It's his progress on his writing. He just wanted to practice writing his name first, and then we were going to go with the rest of the letters. And I mean, he gave that to me today, and he told me he can't wait to learn the rest of the alphabet.
So inheritance or not, sorry, Horatio. Inheritance or not, you have no reason to believe that Stan wasn't coming back.
Correct. I fully expected to see him back on the ship at least an hour ago.
And how much time has passed since we got back to the ship? Like how much? Like what was the total trip since we've been here?
Since you've docked, you've been in port for about 5 hours.
Shit.
And when Iris went on shore leave, it was within the first 30 minutes of you guys arriving. So he left within the first 30 minutes of you guys arriving in Doontrop. And he has not come back since then. So he's been... but he was planned to be ashore for roughly 3 to 4 hours. And so he either should have been back an hour ago or 30 minutes ago.
Never good when you run a pretty tight ship and there's one dude that's that late. Well, Horatio, if I think of anything else, I'll come back to talk to you. The captain must know about this, so I'll leave you to it.
Aye, sir.
Sigib, if you'd like to join me, if you have nothing else.
And at this point, Cord and Bane come up from deck and meet up with you two. And you guys exchange your information of what you found. And at this point, Iris exits the captain's cabin. And
Gianna, I noticed you wanted to talk to the captain. He told me to go ahead and go in if you still want to speak to him.
Who was that to?
We're gonna.
Oh.
It'll only take a few moments after we give him our report. Did they keep the page that he was writing that they found in his
Yeah, we took.
his-
I would say we took
Okay.
the evidence and
Yeah.
left like
Okay.
the
I'd like
to
normal
see it.
stuff.
Okay.
I'd like to see that page. And I want to see if it's the same handwriting that was on the page that we got from Horatio.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me intelligence to see if you can glean if it's the same handwriting.
Oh shit, it's a 4. A 4 plus 1, so
Both seem pretty awful, so maybe. Hard to tell.
Is there any-
someone getting progressively better at handwriting, it makes it difficult to tell if handwriting is the same.
Is there a way
Can I
I can
tell?
also check that?
You can
I
attempt
tell
it
if
with
it's the same
with
kind of-
intelligence.
can I tell if it's the same kind of ink? Like,
That
is it a
much you
different
can
color?
you
Anything
can
like that?
tell. It is similar color ink.
What do I gotta
One
roll for that with
seems one
intelligence?
seems more faded than the rest. But that's just probably because it's been on the paper longer. Intelligence.
And that is a.
So whatever your intelligence modifier is, plus your D20 roll.
Okay.
And I do mean 20, not 10.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still nail it. Let's be real. No, it
You
is.
can't do worse than my 4.
I mean, you can.
Wow. So is that possible? That can't
What?
be possible with the. You said intelligence.
Correct.
Is that with the +1, or is that the intelligence
What-
and the +1?
What is your intelligence modifier?
Uh,
So your number is 13, you have a +1.
I have +1.
So whatever your 20 or whatever your D20 roll is, plus that.
+1.
Yes.
Oh wait a minute,
Okay.
I'm stupid. It might be that this is eye patch in the way. I actually would have had a 7.
Okay. Same basic thing.
I rolled a 20.
Modified?
Yes.
Okay.
I did the same thing I did.
So so that means you rolled a 19 on the die plus 1.
Correct.
Okay. So that's a dirty 20. Fantastic.
Hooray!
Based on the way the progression works, this is the same handwriting. It is Stan's handwriting. This is the kind of content you all come to see is handwriting detective work.
Handwriting.
And a bird
You can
butt.
tell by the low slope that he was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
You can tell by the certain swishes that he's left-handed,
We're all just standing there on the deck
and the smearing of the ink
with the
on the
with
paper.
page. Now
Definitely awful.
when you're saying the notes, when we're comparing the handwriting, you're saying this with the note we previously got.
No,
This is the two.
Oh, you're trying to compare the handwriting to the note that we got.
No. What
It was
was
one for the
what was
Oh,
Sigib
no,
going?
I'm talking about the two different pieces. The one that Bane and Cord collected from the Footlocker with the one that Horatio gave you.
Oh, okay.
Same
Okay.
handwriting, so it matches.
Okay. Just making
Granted, it is a progression of getting better from completely terrible to better.
sure. I'm not even sure what happened to that page, so I'm not sure why I said that.
Well, no, because that was what I was going to ask when we went to see the captain, if he still had that note of paper to then see if the handwriting was similar in any way from either progression.
Go ahead and roll me a history real quick. And using Aregion's assists, this will also play into it. So go ahead and roll me history at advantage. And I'll let you both kind of tag team this and see if this is the same handwriting.
18.
It is not the same handwriting from the note that was given to the captain.
We only
That
learned S,
handwriting
T, A,
was-
and N.
Yeah, that handwriting was a little bit more refined.
Well,
Someone who knows how to
Yeah,
write.
even though the letters aren't the same, we'll probably be able to tell, like, with how bad his handwriting is, no offense to the poor dude, that
he definitely did not write that note.
Yeah.
So now,
just making sure he wasn't faking it somehow.
True. That's a good point.
Anyways.
So now, Iris, you've told Sigib to go see the captain.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be playing catch up. I'll essentially have them tell me whatever they did while I was talking with the captain.
Okay. All right, Sigib, do you enter the captain's quarters?
I do. Is Aregion full?
I was gonna say, are we all heading in, or just the two of us?
I mean, I
you
guess
guys
one
coming with
person
us?
can catch me up, but
It's up to you all. Sigib will enter, and if the rest want to follow, you can.
I'll say before everyone else goes in, maybe we give him a moment to talk. It looks like he wanted to speak privately with the captain. Let's just wait a little bit and then let him have his moment, and then we can go in afterwards to report your findings.
Fair
Is
enough.
that all right?
Can wait a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Everyone
happy with
deserves
that.
their privacy. Anyway, so tell me what we all found out, and that, Fade.
All right, Sigib, you enter.
Captain?
You wanted to speak with me.
Yes. We haven't really found much from Stan, honestly, but when I left the brothel before everyone else,
You
I
want us to
was-
take our headphones off? I'm sorry.
you don't need to.
Okay.
It's like I kept an eye on the Jade Dragon, curious to see if Green Eye or anyone on his crew had kept any Mythos tech, and I noticed Iris enter the ship. Bringing this to you before anyone else because you're the captain. You may know something we don't. You may not want people to know things. Are you aware of some kind of relationship between Iris and Green Eye?
I am.
Because she stepped on board, and that bosun with that gaudy hat just waved her right on into his cabin. So it seems like there's something there.
Master Fancy Hat.
Are you aware of this?
I am.
Do I need to be concerned about this?
Not particularly.
I doubt she's the spy, because I doubt Green Eye would try to fuck us. But just curious. But back to Stan. We didn't find very much, honestly. It looks like he left in haste, if he even left. If he was our spy, he's probably not the one who wrote that note. Barely literate, according to Horatio.
Mm-hmm.
God-awful handwriting.
Hmm.
He wouldn't have been able to implant that.
So no.
But that doesn't rule him out entirely. The fact that he's left suddenly, something about claiming some kind of inheritance from a grandmother who lives in Duntra, lady that none of us have ever heard of. If he was the spy or was connected to our spy, they could be tying up loose ends. Maybe he does have a rich grandmother and he's decided to just leave this life behind. All we really know is that he's not here, and we know where we can go look, but I don't know if you want to delay shipping off.
Perhaps we should, in order to find Stan.
I can grab the officers and we can go look if you'd like.
Do it.
All right.
Sigib, as you exit the captain's quarters, everybody, you hear screams coming from the harbor,
Stan's dead.
and everybody, you just hear a bunch of screams, and as you look over as you look off of the ship, you see a man hanging by one of the
Cranes,
cranes.
hoists, something like that.
Yeah, he's hanging up, and there seems to be a symbol on his chest written in blood.
Do any of us recognize the man? And
Yeah,
what's the
can
symbol?
we tell? Can we tell who it is from here?
If you make your way off the ship and you head closer, it's Stan.
Do I recognize the symbol on his chest?
You do.
Do I recognize it?
You don't.
What I
Why?
recognize it.
Out of character, is it
don't.
is it oddly eye shaped?
No.
Okay.
Would I recognize it?
No.
Aregion, I'm guessing that.
Actually, Cord, you do.
So me and Cord recognize it.
So does Iris.
So
That's
does
a no
Iris.
on me.
I assume we're all together investigating this body since you said leaving the ship to
Yeah.
tell it stand.
What do we know this symbol to be?
Actually, sorry, I'm completely fucking up here. Everybody but Sigib would recognize the symbol.
Really?
Odd.
Good.
Was it something I'm too human to understand?
No. Sigib, you came onto the crew after the captain completely disowned another pirate captain. So you didn't really see anything in regards to this pirate captain whatsoever. Bane, you only know it from different remnants of where you come from,
Mhm.
of this pirate captain's legacy.
Mhm.
Iris, you know, because people talk
Because
and people show things all the time, and then also your other reasons.
Right.
Aregion, you know, because you were on the crew during the
I
time
was around during
that
okay.
That this pirate captain was in close connection with Lionheart. Cord, you recognize it is because you served on this ship.
And I was about to ask, is anything happening to my mark?
The mark
At
doesn't
all?
react. The mark doesn't
Okay.
react whatsoever.
Okay.
But it is the symbol for Captain Afton, or otherwise known as Captain Grimm.
Well, I guess I'm going to notice the surprised looks on everyone else's faces. Like, does anyone want to clue me in?
Wasn't he meant to be dead?
Fucking
Yes.
grim.
I do believe
Oh.
so.
Yeah.
As Cord has said,
I would know him
many
by
a time,
reputation at least, right?
You would know who Captain Grimm is by reputation, especially after picking up Cord.
I was gonna say, making sure to in fact say it as Captain Grimm to Sigib, since no one else did.
Oh yeah.
Cord would have mentioned Captain Grimm at least once or twice.
Would we have known that he sailed under?
As much as Cord would probably tell the rest of you.
I think at this point, I have to reveal this without, in hopes of not endangering the crew, or at least preparing them. Captain Grimm should be dead. As far as I know, he is very much dead because I killed him.
Ah.
Sounds like a hell of a time.
Sounds like a hell of a legacy or imposter.
That's why.
Any proteges who would try to take up his banner? Or do you think it's just a copycat?
I know
No pun
that
intended.
most of the crew died basically around the same time. Grimm was...
Most?
I can't say with certainty if anyone else survived. but I slit Grim's throat.
You're certain he's dead?
I saw him, and with his last breath,
How did he do on his saving throws?
Chips?
What a chips moment.
I'm not, obviously not actually.
His what?
he was into dark magic.
What
That's
kind of
messed
dark
up.
magic?
He needed me to complete a ritual. Because I was apparently the last person left that he had not corrupted on the crew, and his crew became almost like a hive mind.
Does this sort of magic strike anything with you, Sigib?
To what end was he doing this? Do you know? Do you even?
Yeah, I
know?
was gonna say, what ritual might I ask?
While you gather those thoughts, Cord, looking at the symbol, the symbol of Captain Grimm is that of a dragon's head, with a flaming eye. That is very pronounced within the dragon's eye itself.
Knowing
Only
where
one
my
eye.
character came from and his background, would he recognize that eye at least?
History.
That is a 14.
Based on the shape of it, it's very reminiscent of a cult that practices dark magic in the main continent. At least when you were growing up, you learned about the symbol and who it's for.
Safe to say I'm well aware of that symbol all these years. What is this cult?
Well, that was specifically for Sigib, but so go ahead. Cord.
I will share
Yeah,
the background and I guess let you do the expose the way you want to do the world building.
Okay.
But I would recognize it as Cult of the Flaming Eye, and I guess him saying dark magic and me seeing that eye just kind of flipped. It's like, oh, he might be involved with these people.
It's safe to say, you know, we do recognize it.
I don't know if any of you have actually like watched Arcadia, but I'll let Rico take it.
Before I explain that, Cord, go ahead and finish your thought.
It was never exact. It was serving under Grimm. I had always heard rumors of a search for immortality or a search to literally control the seas.
Perhaps he found it. I'll go alert the captain while you all try to figure this out.
So Sigib would then explain about the Cult of the Flaming Eye and recognizing that eye. The Cult of the Flaming Eye serve the god of destruction, Genesis. And he was imprisoned by Arca a very long time ago, through the help of some of the other gods, and he was banished to another plane, to where he cannot escape. But the Cult of the Flaming Eye is devoted to trying to rebirth him into the world, or resurrect him or whatever, what have you. Some way to bring Genesis back onto the mortal plane with his godlike abilities and with promise that they will control the world, blah, 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 stuff like that.
Question, how long has this cult been around? How long has this been around for? Did you already say?
Has been around for... nobody knows for certain how long, at least before the cleansing.
Okay.
At the very least before the cleansing. In fact, some say that the Cult of the Flaming Eye is the one who instigated it. But that's just rumor. No one really knows for certain why the cleansing was started. They just know what realm was more enthused about it, which was Cordoba at the time.
I guess while we wait for the captain to show up, should we start questioning bystanders? See if anyone saw who hung this person?
I was going to see if there was anything else on Stan or perhaps around Stan that could help us
Yeah,
as
I
well.
was gonna say, can we try and get him down? Because it's probably pretty
Cut Stan
disrespectful
down
to leave him
primarily. Yeah,
hanging
for sure.
up there.
Yeah, you can cut him down. And as you cut him down, the body just...
That's what I was gonna try and avoid. Oh, that's sad.
And I will respectfully try and search Stan for anything else he might have on him that might give us any clues or any kind of indication.
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Can I help him do that as well?
Yeah, you can assist. So, Aregion, go ahead and do that in advantage, please. So roll d20 twice, take the higher number, then add your investigation modifier.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Eyes still open?
His eyes are rolled in the back of his head.
So it's like eyelids are still open though?
Mm-hmm.
I close them.
Question.
That is a 20, by the way.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Did he die within 30 feet of us?
No.
Okay, good to know.
You search Stan, and he doesn't have anything on him. It seems like whatever was on his person was completely looted.
We know
So
he didn't really take any of his
whoever-
personal
Sorry,
effects already.
sorry, brother. Had to make sure.
Yeah, his personal belongings are still on the ship. But if he had anything on him, he doesn't have anything on him now.
Did no one see or stop whoever just hang this man on the pier?
I suppose that's not what I would be doing while you guys are searching the body. Is just like
Sigib, as you're going around questioning people,
asking bystanders. Does anyone see who did this?
Yeah. Be hard for them not
a
to.
few people say that he just appeared. Others say they saw a shadow making their way across the harbor, and then he just appeared. One person said that his ex-wife did it, because she's a stuck-up bitch.
You married? Would we know that?
As in Stan's ex-wife or the person
No,
who said
the
it's
person's
ex-wife?
ex-wife. He's like, my ex-wife did it, that stuck-up bitch.
Could have.
Go home, you drunk.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Clearly inebriated.
say, Helen, in that regard, it could have been the grandma. We don't know.
Go drunk, you're home.
No inheritance for you, Stan.
Give a quick knock on the captain's door. You might want to come see this, and then I'll head back down. That way I didn't miss most of the exposition.
Right. And the captain comes out, and as you all are doing your investigation and Sigib is questioning the captain,
I clear the way for the captain.
the captain looks at Cord. I thought you killed him.
Thought the same thing, Captain.
The captain recognized the ties to the Cult of the Flaming Eye.
Yes. How sure are you that you killed him?
I saw him drop to his knees right before my very persons.
You say you cut his throat, yes?
In a swift motion.
Most people don't live from that, so it seems a definitive death. However, we have to assume either someone is using this symbol in order to instill terror with the means of scaring us, or he's alive, or
Is
a
the
possible
mark
third option, Omen.
is it possible the dark spot could lead me to essentially be hypnotized and taken over without me realizing it?
I know plenty about the Dark Mark. I was present when he created it. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. He puts his hand on your shoulder. I am sorry, my friend.
I'm sorry, Captain.
Get him ready for a burial at sea.
Yes. Yes, Captain.
I help with that as well.
He looks to you all. Back on the ship. We shove off in 5.
Captain, have we received a letter yet?
No.
There was one to be delivered to the ship.
We shove off in 5.
So, I'll go and console Horatio and break the news to him.
Horatio just starts crying.
Okay, buddy, there.
Yes.
With the like the funeral preparations and everything, is there anything in particular that pirates do for a burial? Like, is it like the shove it off a ship at sea?
Yeah, they wrap him. They wrap him in cloth, and they put a personal item with the deceased and push him into the ocean.
Say some words and push him in. Yeah.
And the captain presumably takes the duty of chaplain.
Yeah, eulogy.
Yeah. I leave Athelstan with Horatio as well to comfort him for the time being.
And as you are all getting ready to shove off, you see a man run up to the ship, and it is a white-haired individual comes running up. For Iris.
Oh, that's me. And I'll run real quick and grab it. Thank you so much. I'll toss a gold at him.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You don't remember me, by the way, do you?
No.
There's something else.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
I'm so sorry. I thought my aim was better. I'm so sorry.
I mean, usually when I get hit in the eye like that, it's usually during some fun times. But, oh man. Raven, armburst.
Nice to meet you again.
Is that the eye cleaning hand? Don't shake that one.
Yeah. The captain also wanted to leave you with this, and he pulls out a box that's wrapped. He said to open it in front of the captain, Lionheart.
Oh, okay, I can do that. Thank you.
Anybody else hear this exchange?
No, you all are too busy on the ship.
Yeah.
Iris is the only one was waiting behind for the letter.
Grab another gold and hand it to him this time.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. If you guys end up going to Armesia, could you check on someone for me?
Absolutely.
It be the crown prince of Armesia.
Oh. What business do you have with him?
I mean, I just want to make sure that he's okay.
Sure. Of course. How do I know you again?
Well, I used to be one of the prince's personal guards. And you know, that one job you guys pulled and you saved me.
Ah, yes.
Unfortunately, couldn't save the others, but I mean,
well, I'm glad at the very least you found something to occupy your time, and I can send a missive. It'll probably be in your head. It will be probably random, but I can do that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Give them a hug for me.
In my head?
You'll hear me. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I'll hug the captain.
Give him a hug and make it awkward.
Oh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Oh, it's all in good fun. Be safe, and I'll scamper back up the board.
Okay, and he just runs away.
Kind of unrelated, but would my character be aware that Green Eye tried to kidnap the prince once? Would he have heard that
Lionheart
news?
has probably mentioned that adventure because Green Eye has probably boasted about it, but not as much because he lost a couple crew members that day and he's not 100% proud of it.
Well, I still would have been in Cordova at the time, and I imagine a kidnapping attempt on the neighboring prince would be something that I would have heard about.
Yeah, you probably would have.
Okay.
So now everybody is back on the ship. You're preparing to set sail. And you are now leaving the port of Duntra, heading southwest towards Sunset Grove, and that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go too far away. We're pirates and stuff. Yarr!
How to make the new Dragon Ball Mythic in Fortnite 10 times stronger. So we all know the Kamiyamama.
Just take it out. Take it out of Fortnite. They don't deserve it. No, this is the last one. I can't.
Potatoes. You can practically neglect them and they'll still grow.
Is that why I'm so fucking fat?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Fuck!
Have you ever felt like you've had no energy like this guy?
Who? Me?
Yeah, you. You should try Rogue Energy.
What's Rogue Energy?
Well, Rogue Energy is a new supplement that gives you all the energy you need with all the great flavors and no calories and no sugar. And it's easy to make, too. All you need is a 16-ounce glass of water, a scoop of your favorite flavor of Rogue Energy, and then the final step, shake it. Keep shaking. Ultra shake. Hyper shake. Shake it all the way! And now you can try it for yourself. Wow! Don't forget to use promo code Smoking Dragons at checkout for 10% off your order. Get your Rogue today. Now in a can!
Who there? Hello. You smell nice. Welcome to Crazy Joe's Apothecary. We got some of that wonderful Smoking Dragons content here for you. You smell like apples, much like the Smoking Dragons do. Right here. Smoking Dragons content. Let's pop this bad boy open. Oh, yeah, smell that. Yes. You got the Smoking Dragons content here for you. You want to get over to Patreon? You got the Dragon Lair podcast. It's quite good. The dragons all smell nice. I take it from Crazy Joe. I know, crazy good deal when I hear one. Only $1 a month, and you get to listen to that there podcast. Also, on the YouTube, they got all this, all their D&D content, all right there. So you should go subscribe. Very nice. I've subscribed. Crazy Joe subscribed. He leaves lots of comments, but they get deleted though. One day, Crazy Joe will leave a comment that'll stay. What's that? Joe! You hear that? That's probably nothing. Anyways. Make sure, also, when you subscribe on Twitch, you use your Prime sub. Because if you already have Amazon Prime, it's free to you anyways. And the Smoking Dragons get the full value. We like value over here. That's a strong potion. I've been Crazy Joe, and I'm gonna go find me that gray-skinned man. He smells like ladders. Smells like something I want to climb.
And we're back. So, you've all departed the port of Duntra, and after about an hour on the sea, and once all the funeral preparations are done, you all gather on the upper deck of the ship as Stan is wrapped in the cloth, and the captain steps up holding a familiar flintlock to you, Cord, and Bane is Stan's personal flintlock that he kept with him. Today, we lost a good man. A man who wanted more for his life than to be a scurvy, blood-sucking outlaw of a pirate.
Read the room.
Because that's what we are. We're outlaws. We break the rules. Take what we want, give nothing back. But Stan wanted more. Stan wanted to be better. And it is my deepest regret that he will not get to show us how much better he could have been. He sets the pistol on the cloth, and he wraps another cloth around that, fastens it. I've heard talk of the crew. We know who did this. At least, we believe we know. The infamous Captain Grimm. And you hear the crew start going, just like hushed whispers, and like some are just like a bit terrified, rightfully so. Captain Grimm was believed dead 5 years ago. However, it seems either a successor or he is still around. Regardless, we will find who did this to our brother, and we will take care of them according to the code. Captain takes his pistol, points it to the air. Raise your pistols.
Do I just firebolt?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I technically have a pistol?
You would tend to man the cannons at this point, Sigib. You would just fire off.
I could just press the digitation of puff of smoke and act like I have a gun.
You would fire off one of the cannons, just to fire it off into the ocean.
I don't have a gun.
I'm assuming I would join him in that.
Mm-hmm. Anyone who doesn't have a pistol would join Sigib in firing a cannon.
Yeah. Okay.
Athelstan also fires off a cannon. Okay, I'm sorry.
With his thumbs.
Yep.
He could probably operate a wheellock.
The cannons fire off, and as the captain fires off his flintlock with his other hand, he shoves Stan's body into the sea. May Kishan ferry you to the other side, friend.
Rest easy, brother.
Hope you're lucky in the afterlife. I'm going to go break out the cask of rum. I think we all need it by your leave, Captain.
Do it.
Yes, sir. We'll go and get mugs and fill them with rum and hand them out to the crew.
Absolutely partake.
This is not a time to be wasted. Drink responsibly. We have a long journey ahead.
Does he mean like not waste the time or don't get wasted?
Don't get wasted.
Or don't waste the rum.
Both.
I'll pour everyone like a half glass.
There'll be a time when we can further celebrate life. Now, we need to be vigilant more than ever. Enjoy your rum. I shall be in my quarters.
L'chaim.
Stan.
No pun intended, but this is all very grim business.
Too soon.
It wasn't intended. I even said so.
Unachieved.
What do we think of all this?
I find it hard to believe that Stan was the spy, but I also think that maybe he was being blackmailed in some way.
Maybe he just got unlucky. He was the last one to come back from shore leave.
I want to throw a wild theory out here. Is it possible that Stan is responsible for Oriana?
Doubt it. Whoever responsible for Georgiana is probably responsible for Stan.
Well, I'm thinking.
It wasn't, because we went. We established that when we were talking with the captain.
Because it was the night before.
Yeah. That's how we got cleared. It may have been by the same people that killed Stan, but there wasn't a symbol on her.
I think it'd be safe to assume that they knew we were investigating. They didn't try to come after us.
I think they just wanted to scare
I don't know if
us.
they thought it would be too premature. They were worried they couldn't take us.
Or maybe.
Not sure what to make of it.
Maybe it's those.
For some reason they
women
chose to
blokes.
go after just one of us. Send a
Maybe it's-
message.
Perhaps just to
Not
make
sure.
it known. Yeah.
Perhaps this Dragon's Eye Fire cult. They were
Blame
trying
me.
to hide their. They were trying to hide their involvement by pretending to be Omen in port. It's a convenient alibi. Causes chaos. Almost gets us thrown in jail. I could be overthinking it, however.
It could be Omen also using the symbol on Stan to make us all feel wary and try and throw us off whatever plan that we have going forward.
And knowing it would do that to the crew as well.
Knowing
I take in a breath. I take in a breath. I've never known Omen to do something like that.
Omen
Okay.
shady.
What the hell does that mean?
It means that I'm part of the College of Whispers, friends. And I was told by the captain to let you in on the secret. Whatever that may mean to you.
Most of you have heard of the College of Whispers. The College of Whispers is a not so illustrious bard college, though their methods are quite effective. They are mostly known to ally with pretty much whoever holds the most coin. They do have a sense of, of honor. There's a little bit of it in there, but mostly to their own. They will betray those who are. The college comes first, essentially. And they tend to have many enemies, but also many allies. So as many enemies as they have just as much allies, if not more.
Would Bane have had any dealings with them in her line of work before the ship?
You've probably run into the College of Whispers at least once or twice. And every time they've intimidated you. As they do most people who encounter them.
In that case, I kind of shift a little bit away from Iris.
A lot, but the thing is that knowing Iris previously, before finding out College of Whispers, Iris doesn't seem like they would fit in with the College of Whispers. Mostly, Iris is easily passed off that she's not College of Whispers for so long, and that it doesn't seem like she would be part of it. If that makes any sense. Doesn't seem the type.
Yeah.
Could anyone be...
Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Could anyone be a member and not realize it? Or
no,
have forgotten?
It's very... The only way they could have forgotten is if it was a high-powered spell that wiped their memory.
So would an encounter or being part of the College of Whispers, say, increase an intimidation? Oh God, words are going out of my.
You're saying if somebody claims that they're from the College of Whispers and trying to intimidate somebody, would that increase the?
Yeah, would somebody who has, let's say me for example, who has a +4 intimidation, would that mean having an encounter or having learned from them?
In a sense, just like how you get an advantage to your intimidation because you are marked by the black mark, a College of Whispers operative would basically elicit the same kind of reaction.
Okay.
But for different reasons, but relatively similar.
Okay.
I hope this doesn't change how you see me. I've been completely genuine with all of you. I was reluctant to bring it up, and usually when you do, it's not the best reaction. So the captain knows, and what I ask is that you don't look too poorly on me because of it.
Well, it's a surprise to be sure, but frankly, you don't seem the type. As long as you know where your interests really are, then we have no problem.
Another quick question. Would that mean that Iris knows about Bane?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
see that I've soured the mood. I'll excuse myself. And she'll stand up and go to leave. And she'll go to the doctor's quarters.
Anybody try to stop her?
I don't try to stop her, but I kind of slink out after her.
I don't take the news harshly or anything, but I figure just giving her space for the time being after dropping the news. Just
My reaction would be the same.
pouring another drink.
If she's relaying this to us on her own free will, then it's probably best not to at least follow up with anything that, that could be interpreted as badgering her for more answers.
Okay, so as the three of you still sit there, Bane, you follow Iris to the doctor's quarters, and I would like to have Biggest, Ninjacles, and Scooter remove your headsets, please.
You get to be involved in the secrets too.
Bane, you enter the doctor's quarters right behind Iris. Iris, as you come in, you hear, you don't hear the door close right away.
I'll turn around.
I kind of slowly close the door behind me. I can imagine that was probably a bit uncomfortable to say on your behalf.
More than you realize.
There's something... She kind of starts looking really uncomfortable and like looking around the room. Might we sit for this?
Sure. I'll pull up like 2 stools that have been repaired multiple times because patients get rowdy sometimes.
Yep.
And sits on a wobbly one.
Yeah. Sorry, I tried my best to fix that one, but I can only do so much.
Understandable. I might give it a look later.
Thank you.
I've been emboldened by what you've said. There's something I would like to share with you, and you alone for now.
Okay.
As you said before, please don't look at me differently for this.
Of course.
I'm actually a former Omen operative.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, that distracted
No.
me. I kind of fell into a bad crowd on Duntra, and I've only just recently managed to get out, but I'm still paying my way out.
Paying your way?
Well, you can't just leave.
That would make sense for Omen.
But having said this, I had nothing to do with that note. I've been
I
so
know.
adamant to look into it because I would hate for anyone to find out that I was, well, involved with Omen, but I would never do anything like this. And of course, I couldn't do anything to Stan, so I'm sure you know that that wasn't me either.
I know, and that was me. I left that note. They're trying to get me to watch the captain, and I assure you, he is aware, and we're working on something. But now that I know what you know, perhaps you can help me, and I'll pull out the map.
So this is a double bluff.
I suppose I should tell you a little bit more so you understand why I've seemingly got some bits going on. I'm the daughter of Captain Green Eye. He got me the job here. He's a trusted family member, this captain, Captain Lionheart. but I've been
If
part of
you're
the College
his
of Whispers.
daughter, what was with that awkward, suggestive hug as you left his?
Oh, with the with the agent that left the letter.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's easier to make people think that you're just fucking around, because if you're fucking around, they don't ask questions.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
think.
so the more shallow it is, the less people seem to really take it.
I understand.
Yes, so I got a map from the captain. This seems to be what Omen's after, and I don't know why. And I'll fold it out on the table in the doctor's quarters. I've been here. This is in Coriolis. I've been in this area alone, and I don't know what everything else is. I'm trying to help the captain, and I'm trying to stay out of the bad graces of the College of Whispers. It seems like you best would understand this.
So, Bane, this is your first chance actually getting a good look at the map. You know that this is the Omen headquarters building, and what this map
Iris knows this also.
Iris knows that this is the building, but has only been in one of those rooms. The rest of the rooms detailed in the blueprints, Iris has never been to, but you have.
Yeah.
I've only been here. I don't know what everything else is.
Is there any pencils or pieces of something that I could start scribbling down what the rest of them are?
I would assume the doctor's quarters would have writing utensils.
Don't write.
Do you mind?
I do actually. Hold on, and I'll get out a second sheet of paper.
Okay.
For them to trace over.
Yep.
This particular map, I'm going to be turning in to the College of Whispers to hand over to Omen, because I need to keep on the safe side of things. But whatever we can then hand it to the captain. Do you understand?
Will we have to let the captain know about my involvement?
I thought he was going to send me off the plank when I told him, but he didn't. The fact that you're former, and the fact that you're helping him, and the fact that you're honest is going to give you more leeway than you know. And again, I thought that I would be sinking to the bottom of the sea by now, but I'm not. And I think that that's why I'm willing to go in on this.
Would you come with me when we
Absolutely.
tell him all of this news?
It's scary as fuck. I'm not going to let you do it alone.
The dude's intimidating.
He really is, but he's such a sweetheart. I gave him that tobacco and he almost melted.
Right?
Right. Anyway.
Good find.
Yeah, I know, right? Go ahead and get this down. Can you tell me what they are, maybe? Can you at least enlighten me a little bit?
So as you trace over the map, it's simple enough to do. As you're going to the different rooms, you see that there is one of them is an archive. You mark down which one's the archive is, where it's archive level 1 of 50. They have 50 levels of archived material, extending deep underground. And you've been to all the way down to archive level 25, but even then there's further information from there. You remember that in Cordova they have a great archive there as well, but it is only a single building. This is 50 Cordovan archives. The amount of information that is retained, written down, and stored that Omen has is unlike anything that anybody else has ever seen. And if this were to become public knowledge of their amount of information that they hold, Omen could suffer some serious either break-ins or other breaches of security. If any of this
Certain levels
information
of
were to get out,
repercussions.
this is information from the levels that you've been to. It dates back at least 3,000 years.
Christ, 3,000 years.
It's a lot.
So would they have information on the cleansing and that kind of stuff?
Yes, they have a detailed archive on the cleansing. All races that were genocided, who instigated it, truth about Cordovan involvement. They also have something called the Varia incident. And that's just you just off the top of your head remembering like titles of encyclopedias that you've seen.
Would Bane have ever been allowed to look at the information? Because
The only information you would have been allowed to look at is up to level 10, but you've been down to level 25.
Yeah. So she wouldn't have seen anything about the cleansing, because that's obviously something that would have interested her at the time.
I would say some bits of the cleansing was on level 10, so you would learn a bit. So you know a bit more about the cleansing than most. Especially reading into it, you would have learned at least the instigation of a cult. It doesn't go in what the encyclopedia that you read in didn't go into detail on the cult, but now with also Sigib's information that he told you, you now know that the cult responsible was the cult of the Flaming Eye. And there's tons of information just been gathered about the cleansing with the extinction of bless you, of let's see.
It's all this talk of dusty books.
There was a subrace of dwarves that were completely eradicated. The Dwergar, completely eradicated. All the tieflings left on the main continent, completely eradicated. Asimar on the main continent, completely eradicated. Furbolgs, completely eradicated. There is just like, it's just like page upon page of just so much vile, disgusting mortal behavior. I can't even just say human, because the other races were also involved with it.
Wasn't some of the elf races involved
Some of the,
as well, because they were considered a bit more human?
Mm-hmm. Mostly the high elves were involved in that, and by extension, some of the dwarves. And the only reason the dwarves weren't eradicated is because they controlled the economy. So getting rid of the dwarves means getting rid of all the money, or at least the efficient way of making sure it goes to every realm on the continent.
At least it wasn't the sea elves.
One of the only things that you don't know a lot of, and know for a fact that they don't have a lot of information on, is Sinifred, the hidden village.
That's still a fantasy place to me.
Yeah, but there is mention of it in the levels that you would have been allowed in. But again, like, nothing concrete. Mostly just the talk of the rumors and the talk of the myths and stuff like that. So again, still keeping up with the fact that that it's a fantasy place.
Yeah, I know the myths and rumors of it, but it's all as if it was, Grimm's fairy tales. It's just...
And you know for a fact that Omen doesn't know any much more about it either.
Yeah.
This is quite a lot.
Sorry, I'm just writing this down.
No, you're good.
So as Bane is tracing all this information and jotting everything down, it's clear that Omen wants this back very badly, and Bane is even able to mark out points of infiltration. There are several ducts that burrow down so that fresh air can get down there from the surface. So one of few ways in is to go in through the ducts, and the ducts have to be big enough to pull in a lot of air in order to make sure nobody dies of asphyxiation down in the underground.
Okay. All right. So.
And it could have only been established on the big island because that is the part of the continent that stretches deepest below the surface of the water.
Okay.
So while Althea in its complete form was big, it was more like a cone shaped continent. So it went inward. And it was the part that survived most of the breakage when Keyshawn's hammer struck it. So
okay. So this is a lot, and I think this is good. I'm not going to let you go down, and if you do, I'll go with you.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I feel like you won't be having to.
I don't think so either, but it's always good to know that you're not alone.
Definitely, especially when it comes to the captain.
Got to look after the younglings. I'm a 44-year-old lady. Got to look out for the smaller ones.
She kind of goes like, I mean, technically I am young for a sea elf.
I know that you're older, okay? You know what I mean. But yes. I think that we've had enough trauma for today, though.
Absolutely.
So I think that I will fold this up, and I will keep it somewhere safe, and I will show you exactly where it is, just in case. And I'll hide it in a false bottom in one of the drawers of my desk. In the meantime, I think that this can be safe between us until we get to land. I think we can try to convince the captain to get the boys some shore leave, and then we can have a conversation. Okay?
That sounds good.
But I do think we're probably going to have to tell the boys too.
At some point.
At some point. But they... I mean, there's already one disappointment on ship. They're already disappointed in me, so don't worry. I think you'll be fine.
I don't think they were disappointed. I think that they were shocked.
Yeah. Feels the same to me.
I've been worried about this for a while.
Me too!
Well, at least we're both not alone.
That's very true. That's very true. I think I may get some rest, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I think the runs hit me a little bit, but you're welcome to crash on the extra cot, or if you need to go back to yours, you can do that as well. But I think I need to get some rest.
I'll head back, but thank you for the offer.
Okay, just if they ask, I probably shouldn't lie to them, just say you talked to me about things I was insecure about, which is true.
Indeed.
Slap you on the shoulder. All right, make sure you lock the door on the way out.
Head back out.
And she'll head to bed. She's actually exhausted.
All right.
Whoever said secrets doesn't make friends is a liar.
So with that,
friends.
The night goes a little bit more quieter. You're continuing on your voyage, and you all go to sleep. But it is time for first watch. which this time it is Bane and Cord.
Okay.
All right, both of you roll me perception checks.
Yes. 9.
Okay.
19.
Okay. As the ship coasts along the water, you hear the waves kind of rock the boat just a little bit. You are closer to shore, so a lot more of the sea acting up towards the shore is inevitable. Otherwise, though, a quiet night. The moon is waning. No longer a full moon, so no Viofaz gift tonight. Is there anything either of you would like to say to each other, or do you sit in silence?
Would it be I wonder if Bane has more information about the cult and they're leading on, or is she wondering the same about me?
Instead of wondering, go ahead and ask. Make a role play out of it. In this role-playing game.
Play a role.
I know, strange.
What a
I think it was
novel
called role
idea.
playing because you rolled dice.
Hold on, I'll get the butter. Bane, what do you make of the cult of the Red Eye? What are your thoughts on this?
I probably don't know much more than anyone else. I haven't had any personal dealings with them. I know that they had something to do with the cleansing all those years ago, but apart from that, I don't have much information on them.
Okay.
How about yourself? Anything while you were under he who shall not be named Spanner?
Well, you already know that he's the reason I'm like you see me now, and why I can't see the world any differently. I thought that once he was dead, that this would be over. It never occurred to me that he could, or that either he or could ever return. That never crossed my mind.
So you think he's returned and it's not just someone copycatting?
If it's a copycat, then it's either someone who is close to Grimm, or someone else who is under the control of dark magic and intent on possibly, maybe even resurrecting him.
I have to admit, I don't know much of dark magic, so I don't know the extent.
What I do know is this. There was one moment. All it took was one moment for me to prevent me from taking the life of an innocent newborn. And that moment allowed me to free myself, at least get out of Grimm's control long enough to end him. That was truly the last time I saw color. So one would have to assume that even though I'm cursed to only see in black and white still also technically represents a balance. So dark magic existing ergo means light magic has to be there to counteract it or fight it.
By Kishan, I hope you're right. I'm gonna kind of go to like put my hand on his back and then go, and then I give him like a short little pat on the back and go,
no belly scratches? Oh.
and I say, if you ever need to talk, you'll find me around.
Thank you, Bane.
And with that, your watch otherwise goes uneventful.
No dolphins?
Uneventful. Too close to shore.
In the world.
And with that, you wake up the next two, Aregion and Sigib.
Can I wake up Sigib?
Can we put his hand in a jar of warm water?
I was gonna pour water in his face.
Okay, we'll go with that.
You're gonna waterboard the gunner?
Yes.
The one who
it's time for your watch.
I sneak in.
I wanted to make the gunner pee his pants. Hey,
go ahead and roll stealth.
Is there any way I can like?
Do I roll stealth at just
perception or
stealth,
something
considering I wouldn't be wearing
You
chainmail?
wouldn't be wearing your armor right now, so you would roll it regular.
I'd be asleep, so.
Roll for typer check.
21.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's pretty quiet.
That's pretty dead.
You sneak up right next to Sigib's cot.
Is Cord like waiting in the doorway, or?
Do it.
I kind of take one last look back at Cord, like this is possibly my end. Wake up!
You are immediately splashed in the face with water, Sigib. And you wake up.
So I assume
I
see who did it.
I'm still holding the cup.
Still hovering over with a mug.
And
a really cheeky grin, just like
all that's left of me is an outline of me and dust.
And then dust.
You need to read this spell. Give me a moment.
Oh
no! I love that the crew just plays pranks on each other. This is great.
I'm just wondering whether I'm next or if I somehow heard this. Like how close like do I sleep to it?
Shape water says I have to be able to see the water.
So
you see
some
it after it
currently
hits
in your
you.
eyes.
So I can see and tell that I'm covered in water.
Yes.
And you're just standing directly above me, so you're within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
I have messed up.
Since I can't,
I'm in danger.
We're gonna miss you, Bane.
I'm in danger.
So since I can, I guess, change the flow of the water, and just shape it and do what I want with it, I'm just gonna throw the water back in your face.
I'm gonna completely fair.
And then I'm gonna freeze it.
Oh, come.
Oh.
Oh my god.
So you are cold and wet.
Okay, so that more came out as
Because freezing it is something else I can do. Assuming Rico will let me use the cantrip back to back like that for the sake
that's
of
fine.
fun.
That's fine for flavor. It's not
So you just get hit in the face with slush.
So you get hit in the face with water, and then it.
I was gonna say, does it all come off?
So you currently just got like icicles like dangling down from your nose and your ears, and your mouth is just like, well, that's completely fair.
So he got splashed in the face of that, and drop by drop, it all just came back off.
Yeah, because he could essentially just like he's like.
That's really cool.
I can shape up to 5 cubic feet of water, and
that is pretty sweet.
Within 30 feet of me.
It's like if you get decapitated.
I can
Thank God I have an
change
extra
its
head.
flow up into a 5 feet direction. So
just kind of nodding as I walk out. I'm like, yeah, I'll see myself out, kind of like without the talking, like.
Some say the last.
I'll tell you that was a good one, but you might want to know before you freeze your nose off.
Some say the last prank Bane ever played.
Oh, not by a long shot.
Oh God. Missing a nose lid.
Court, do you wake up Aregion?
Yes, but I'm gonna do it courteously.
just gonna go over there and start hissing at us.
I was gonna say, man, I'll have Athelstan sick balls. Don't you try that shit with me.
What balls?
Oh yeah, he's neutered.
Oh, you are, yeah. We did talk about that, I remember.
I'm not a eunuch. I've been neutered.
There's a difference. Show me courtesy. Well, I appreciate your courtesy. Okay, so
Aregion, please wake up, my friend. It's time for your indentured servitude watch.
Wait, what? Thank you, Cord. Come, Athelstan. You hear any muffled screaming by chance?
I'm standing by a fire trying to melt my face.
Oh, Sigib can't take a prank.
Sigib walks up.
Don't dish it if you can't handle it.
A fair approach on this ship. Athelstan grabs his play rope. I head up.
And you both head up to the upper deck and go ahead and make your perception checks, please.
Fine.
Not my best. Whoops. Wrong one. All right, that is still D20 as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay, making sure.
Most of the time,
I'm gonna assume
if I ask you to roll,
if it's a check,
if I ask you to roll, it's most likely a D20. I will specify otherwise.
I appreciate that, so I can stop asking you. Not my best. I rolled a 15.
That's still not bad.
Okay.
So again, quiet night, moon is waning. And again, the waves are rocking the boat a little bit, since you are closer to shore. And you do notice, because you are like relatively close to shore, you do see, lights off in the distance where land is, and you do notice that people are out and about doing whatever they're doing. You can't really tell what it is, but you can tell the lights are on. It's like it's about that time that Doontrop proper has like they do festivities at night. It's about that time.
So we're seeing that off to the right as we're leaving.
Yeah, you're off to the right,
off the starboard side.
Starboard side, yeah. and again, not close enough to see exactly what, but just the lights are on. But all in all is good. And is there anything you both would like to speak with each other about, or will you sit in silence?
How do you take that omen news from Iris?
There's still something we're missing in this situation.
Agreed.
I don't know what it is.
What do you know
seems,
of? Go ahead.
The captain seems somewhat confident that they made a mistake, but it feels more like a trap than a mistake. They want us to react.
It definitely
until we know
deliberate.
everything. It's
Agreed.
dangerous.
I wouldn't see, if it does have to do with Omen, I wouldn't see them making a mistake like this, because we hardly know anything. Why now? Do you have much history with this cult?
The cult of the Flaming Eye. I mean, not particularly. It's just something I'd read, studied, learned about growing up. Would Sigib have any inclination or knowledge that, like, the cult of the, would he know to relate, like, Sanix or anything to this? Would he know that through history? Would he have any kind of
Not necessarily,
inclination
no.
or reason to believe they're tied?
In previous history, no, they never seemed tied together. Okay. It seemed like Sanix was like his own agent, whereas the cult was a group. It seemed like Sanix was amassing his own followers.
How much would I know about said cult, since I did hear how it had to do with the cleansing? Do I know much about that, or was that kind of out of my land?
Well, again, in previous history, the fact that the cult of the Flaming Eye instigated the cleansing was more hearsay and conjecture, rumor mostly. It's easy to blame a cult for bad things happening. Easy to blame a cult. Whether it's true or not, it remains to be seen, at least in your experience. Okay. Sigib does have a little bit more information on that, whereas like they have like tied the cult a bit more to acts during the cleansing, but not necessarily instigating the whole thing. So it's more along the lines of, I mean, it could have been them, or they could just be radical fanatics, worshiping their god of destruction, and maybe they just want to cause chaos. Who knows? Not much is extremely known about the cult, but knowing that they worship the god of destruction is kind of, the Flaming Eye is Genesis's symbol, so that much is known.
So I guess I'll just share that, those details with Aregion. It's like they worship the god of destruction. Speculation that they were either involved or tacitly approved of the cleansing. If you worship god of destruction, it's a pretty good way to go about doing it.
I kind of shudder as soon as I hear cleansing.
I guess I would understand why that. I guess how much of Arcagion's backstory and stuff like that would I know as it relates to the cleansing? Outside the fact that he's just an old elf.
Up to Ninjacles whether how much he wanted to share of it. I glean based on how he reacts whenever he hears the word cleansing. Probably didn't share too much.
No.
He probably maybe said something about it once and left it at that. And is like, yeah, I escaped the cleansing. Cleansing was a terrible thing. I don't ever want to talk about it.
Then he wouldn't.
Is probably how Aregion had explained it. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah. And would probably prefer to keep it vague for what happened, but yeah, because that was 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. a lot of times pass, but you don't forget something like that. I'd imagine.
I mean,
so.
Continental wide genocide is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Even if your own people weren't necessarily affected by it, they were affected by it in the fact that they ran. They had to flee because they feared that they would be targeted. Even if none of them were killed, it's still like, I mean, it's the, I hate to bring up the Holocaust as an analogy, but it's like the same thing of like, even if the ones that did escape it weren't actively affected by it, it still affects them. It's in that sense of like, it affects them just as much as the people who were persecuted by it as well, like that actually had the effects happen to them. It's a shared.
Well, and plus, why would they stop there if it's genocide? You know, who's to say if they hadn't gone?
Generational ripple.
If the Valinar elves didn't flee, if they had stayed, would they have been targeted? Who's to say? Because they didn't stay, but it still was the cleansing was a time of fear, and it struck deep within all non-human races. Save a select few.
My question is, did any elves take up fighting in any way? Was there any kind of resistance, or was it mainly fleeing?
There were some elves that took up resistance. There were some elves that were on board with the cleansing.
Really?
The high elves specifically.
Really?
But there were other elves that took up fighting alongside tieflings. And the tieflings were massacred. The ones that didn't escape, at least.
Yeah, because that's what I see with Aregion's family and all that. So, not that I've told anyone else about.
I would say some
yeah.
of the Valinar did take up fighting. They're more of I don't want to say aggressive. That's the wrong word. They're more of like a warrior race of elves than some of the others. But I would say some of them definitely took up fighting and mostly and probably died. You didn't stick around long enough to find out.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. So the
sea elves also just much like the Valinar just fucking dipped and didn't stick around to fight. And that's nothing against them. It's just it was, each tribe of elf had their own prerogatives and, did what they're going to do. So I wouldn't say that any of the other elves harbor any ill will towards any of the other tribes, except maybe the high elves. That would probably be ones that would be like you wouldn't actively just hate any high elf you see, but you would be wary if you saw a high elf. You would just be like, I kind of just for some reason just don't fucking like you. Just right off the bat.
As an analogy, kind of similar to like the Thalmor, isn't it? In Elder Scrolls, isn't that who it is? The high elves, not the best reputation. They're seen very skeptically.
But again, not not all.
Not all, of course.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like when you're dealing with genocide, and people who were like 100%, yeah, go for it, kill them.
Yeah.
Fucking get rid of those dirty green looking elves and the freaking Nordic looking ones. Fuck them. You kind of have like a bit of disdain. We're getting into some heavy material this campaign.
I was gonna say sorry for the
heavy material. Hopefully nobody is triggered.
Sorry for the big aside.
Perhaps put a trigger warning in post.
Yeah.
I should put a trigger warning.
Genocide or something. Yeah.
Just
discussions of genocide.
Yeah, discussions of genocide and racial persecution.
Yeah.
But it's just it. I hope nobody gets mad at me for it because I know nowadays it's a big thing with like including those kind of stories. But I'm not afraid to include that because it then makes the world feel more lived in and real.
It rings true. Yeah.
So it's not like, all like sunshine and rainbows, happy-go-lucky D&D world. Life fucking sucks at times for a lot of people. And, this is a kind of a way to highlight that in a way where it's not, specifically picking like, anybody in particular. It's just like, it's like I don't know how I'm trying to explain it.
History has definitely been cruel. I get what you mean.
It's one of those things where it's just like, to pretend stuff didn't happen, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't mean to get all political here or anything like that.
Ignoring it is a bigger problem than addressing it in a sense. I get what you mean.
Exactly. So again, for those who are sensitive to this kind of material, I am very sorry. I am not trying to trigger anybody. This has been the story, and it's been through my observation over the years of different stuff that has led inspiration to this story. And I love everybody, so just gonna put that out there. I love everybody. Everybody
also love everybody. I thought you were coming in to hug the camera first.
I love everybody.
Love everybody. Yeah, sorry for that big aside, by the way.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. It allows world building. Deeper lore stuff. I'm cool with that.
But all due respect to Sigib, he does not know that much. He does not know that much. I got the fuck out of there. It's bad.
He's a well-read individual, so he would. Yeah. He would know.
You would pick up
around and what happened.
Yeah.
He would know not to ask.
Yeah, you would pick up on certain things, no doubt. But yeah.
So, anything else y'all would like to talk about, or are we concluding watch now? Don't think that I'm trying to get you guys to end watch prematurely. I'm just asking.
I was just gonna say. Freezing Faces out now, that's a new one.
They have to learn somehow.
Fair enough. Got to show the rookies how it's done.
They'll be fine if they're frozen by the time we go back.
It'll thaw. Bane will be fine. I have no doubt. Yeah, if there's nothing else to notice besides the town lights, then yeah, I'm good.
All right. Anything else to add, roleplay wise, talking with each other, or is that it?
What's up? Guess we best go wake up the next, or are we done?
Yep. Your watch concludes and goes otherwise uneventful, and you are now to wake up Iris.
Right. Would you prefer to, Sigib, or would you prefer I do?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I'll leave it to you.
I guess, is there anything in particular you know about Iris? Are they a light sleeper? Are they?
Iris is not necessarily a light sleeper, but she always has little chimes near any entrance that she is where she's sleeping, so she can hear that and try to wake up.
And she is currently sleeping in the medical bay, currently in the lower hold.
Yeah, I need to bring that up. I'm just checking the ship, by the way. I don't just go and relax again or anything. I'm checking other things.
Well, actually, it's not in the lower hold. It's where the brig would be. Because the brig doesn't get used very often. So it's also converted into kind of a medical bay as well.
Oh.
Unless the Stonegroom, biggest, what is that? One more time.
Oh, it's basically just like the ship equivalent of a vault where we would lock, we just put valuable things behind lock and key.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it would be in the brig, and the doctor's position is relatively new, and the captain didn't want to build a whole new room, so he's just letting Iris use the brig. And it
Well,
also
he's-
helps to have a cell to lock somebody who's being irate.
Well, I guess he'll go and he'll just try to use the chimes to wake you up gently, see if it works.
Who's that?
Wake the hell up. It's your watch.
So polite.
We're still mad. Gotcha. And she'll stand up.
Not mad. I'm just tired.
Ah, grumpy. She'll head up to the top deck.
All right, and as you head up to the top deck, Bane, you're also awake, and you head up to the top deck and begin tinkering with your chainmail. Iris, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
15.
As the sun is getting closer to rising, it is again relatively peaceful. You guys are coming up on the Strait of Liza. You're getting much closer to your destination, but you're more at by the bridge that connects Duntra to Ramdiartu. So you do notice that Bane is tinkering with her chainmail. Go ahead and roll me a Tinker's Tools, Bane. So that will be your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency.
Sorry, it's really different on the phone.
I believe it's a total of +8, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think it's only a +7.
So your dexterity modifier is only a +4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, 17 plus 7 is 24.
You're making some good progress on the chainmail. You've figured out that inlaying a specific type of leather in between the rings, it creates less noise, so it muffles it, and it gives a little bit more of a padding to being hit. So if you're able to successfully integrate this, your armor will then no longer give you a disadvantage on stealth and give you a +1 to your AC.
Okay.
If you're able to do it right, but as of right now, you don't have enough materials.
Yeah.
To actually go through with it.
Have enough for Athelstan.
Real question.
If Bane wants to fully make a new set of armor, Bane will need a lot more materials.
Absolutely.
Such as like scrap iron, leather, cloth, so as to when putting it on Athelstan, it wouldn't, irritate his skin.
Out his fur.
So, yeah, or rip out his fur. So, yeah, a lot more materials would be needed for that.
Pet project?
Literally.
Hey.
Do you need some light?
Pardon?
Do you need some light?
I'm used to seeing in the dark.
All right, just making sure.
He has dark vision.
I mean, I can see in the dark too, but sometimes it's always good with the light. And she'll walk over to the edge of the ship, seeing like the horizon kind of start to turn golden a little bit. One thing I like about being awake this early is the sunrise. Gold reminds me of luck.
Never thought of
Just
it that way.
Just a silly thing. Well, it's the same as gold coins, you know? And she'll
I do.
tug at her hair a little bit. That's why I don't like the fake ones.
Tug it, tug it.
Makes sense.
I'll make sure to wake everyone when the time comes, but for now I'm just going to stare at the sunrise.
As you're staring at the sunrise and you made the comment about luck, you feel a presence to your right, and Bane is to your left. And you see the captain with his pipe.
Oh, good morning.
Neither of us hear him walk up.
He didn't walk up.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Perhaps maybe we have an opportunity, Bane? Everyone else is asleep.
Vanilla.
Oh.
Delightful.
Bane kind of puts her chainmail down and like immediately starts rubbing her sweaty palms against her like leather pants, kind of like, yes, what an opportunity it is.
I told you I was made of luck, Captain.
Don't believe in it.
Are you sure? Go ahead, Bane. It's okay.
He looks over to you, Bane. Something you want to tell me?
Well, I feel it has become relevant, given some recent things that I've been let in on.
Oh, you told them.
I did.
Not sooner than I expected.
I take your
Bold.
words. I take your words seriously, Captain. I trust you.
As do I you. Now, come on, Bane. Out with it.
I look at Iris and I ask, did you happen to bring the piece of paper?
I can go get it. And I'll jog down lightly and go get the paper and bring it back up.
Wow.
While
As
giving you
she's
some
doing
time
that,
to steal
Bane is
your
just kind of
nerves.
shifting really like
While
fidgety
Iris is gone, the captain just looks at you. Awfully nervous.
Yeah, you're intimidating. I feel like you do that on purpose.
I get that a lot. I don't try.
That's even worse somehow.
Here you are, Captain.
What's
I'll
this?
hand him the copy.
He unfolds it. You see his eyes.
Do you believe in luck now? It's okay, Bane.
Ow.
I was a former operative. I figured that this would be something useful to you, and when Iris let us know about the College of Whispers, I decided it was time for me to prove my worth and honesty.
Good idea. I wonder who gave it to you. He looks at Iris.
Yeah, a lot came from her.
Fortune favors the bold, Captain.
But I have plenty of hair, Iris.
Bold. Ah, my accent strikes again.
You see the captain. That's hilarious.
Bane does not know what to do and just kind of
He just looks at you. Well then. You told the others.
I figured I'd talk to Iris and see what she thought about things, and then come to you with it with her. I would like to reiterate how just terrifyingly intimidating you are, sir, in the best of ways.
Good. There's only 3 ways one should feel about a captain: fear, respect, or both.
Definitely both.
Good to hear. It's the best option. Now,
Smells like cherries. Or vanilla. Smells like vanilla.
yes, it's very delectable. Never gonna quit smoking at this rate.
Oh no. We'll just have to find you more horrible things to smoke.
Then
Oh, am I
again, I
stuck?
didn't really want to quit smoking, so good job.
I just have to keep finding delicious tobacco for you.
Make it as one of your official duties.
So yes, sir. But what do you do with this information, Captain?
Wake the officers. Meet in my quarters. Immediately.
Yes, sir.
I say.
Go downstairs. Wake the boys.
I specifically want to wake Aregion.
Okay.
I feel like okay. I was gonna say I feel like I would have still been awake because I don't need that much sleep. But
Oh,
yeah.
no, right, you were awake. In that case, I just want to sneak up behind him.
Oh God.
Okay, stealth.
No.
Aregion, what's your passive perception?
It is... 22.
Your stealth?
19.
You hear her coming.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm like just about to grab him. Letting you know we're going to the captain.
Oh.
Patting Athelstan.
Of course you were going for him.
Yes.
Well then,
yes.
let's be on our way. Come on,
I'll-
Athelstan.
I'll wake up Sigib. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean over his cot, like this close to his face. I'm gonna say, "All right, Grumpy, time to wake up. The captain's asking for us." And then I'll start tickling his neck.
I thought you were gonna say then run the fuck out.
Is Sigib ticklish?
I mean, I guess not particular.
I will
He's
go
just
until I
gonna
find a spot.
Just rub the sleep out of it.
Oh, no.
Okay. I was going to say he's going
Chasing
to
you
rub the
out the
sleep from his
door.
eyes and say, Athelstan, what the hell are you doing? Down boy. It's like, oh, it's the
Woof,
other door.
woof.
Just-
You all... Wow. You're just jealous because you're the only one that can't get it, and she walks to go wake up Cord. You're going to get belly scratches because you're not a complete asshole.
I like to think that there's just other crewmates around here, and I'm like, oh yeah, Daddy. No, not really. They don't say that. They don't say that.
Who's not going to heal Sigib the next time he gets hurt? Who's going to not heal him?
Someone needs to heal Sigurd from that fucking burn.
And then I'll pat him on the chest a couple times.
All the
go
crew
meet
is
the
just a bunch
captain.
of hype men.
Time to go. Up.
All right, so you all head up to the captain's cabin, and you knock. There's no answer.
I'll open the
Is
door.
the curtain still across the little window?
No,
I peek in.
he's not in there.
Oh, okay.
But Iris, you open the door and he's not in there.
He told
then
us
you-
to be in here.
And then you see, and he just
Bane jumps.
Aregion is pretty much looking like this.
Region's used to his shit.
Still gets me every time.
Captain seems to be in a good mood. Come, sit.
I sit across from him.
You see
Athelstan next to me.
the captain cracking a quite unusual smile. He doesn't usually smile.
I'll nudge Bane. See?
Bane still seems really nervous. It's unsettling to see the captain smile.
I also find it unsettling, even though as long as we've been with him, you don't see it a lot. Hardly at all. Everything all right,
Unsettled,
sir?
But more curious.
What a good day it is, lads. What a good day.
Ladies.
I suppose ladies as well. I might as well be proper. I
Nothing
call everyone
about this
lads.
crew.
It's gender neutral for me. Well, we have wondrous news. And he pulls out the paper that you gave him, Bane. And he slams it on the desk. And you all see it's a different paper, but it's that same map that you saw before. But there's a lot more detail on it now than there was before. Notes, scribbles, what each things are labeled. This is the headquarters of Omen. This is what I've been studying for so long. I didn't know what it was until our two newest members on the crew enlightened me to the information. Iris currently working for Omen via the College of Whispers, and Bane being a former Omen operative. I don't know
Bane's
why.
gonna shift on her feet and look amongst them to see if any of them make any reactions.
I'm definitely looking at Bane.
And I'm going to make a slight gesture to put myself slightly in front of her.
Oh.
I don't know why Bane is no longer part of Omen, though I hope she will regale us with the information of whatever she's comfortable with. Fact of the matter is, she is no longer Omen and is assisting us.
As long as her heart's in it, that's what matters to me, Captain.
Bane, you have the floor. Please.
I suppose I should let you know that things haven't always been easy. I obviously grew up in Duntra, and whilst I was getting myself into trouble, I fell into deeper trouble and ended up working for Omen. I've only recently managed to find a way to exit their hold. I didn't agree with a lot of the things that they were doing, and that is when I joined this crew. Until now, I was going to keep it a secret, but as it's now relevant, I figured I would come forward, so to speak.
How did you get out? Or if you don't want to tell me, was it easy?
That's something I probably wouldn't be safe telling. More if anyone else found out. But let's just say a lot of money that I'm still figuring out.
They don't seem like the type of people to let somebody leave.
No.
How long ago were you there? How long were you there?
Probably a good. So wait, cleansing happened 100 years ago, and then she's now 196. So how long exactly, DM Nova?
I would say you've been an operative for Omen for roughly 35 years.
Yep.
Damn.
So 37 years ago, you joined Omen.
And as of 2 years ago, I was out.
Did you have a code name? In the Whispers, we always are named after birds.
I did. Blue Jay.
You mentioned money before. Does that mean you were either Owen's treasurer or accountant? Or
No,
you're
no.
both
I have
bookkeeper?
had to pay my way out.
Didn't think a group like that would be so concerned with money.
Contracts.
How I got out, it involved money, and it was quite a large sum.
How big are we talking?
Well, I'm not even halfway through.
Wait.
And that's as of 2 years.
So, wouldn't that mean you're technically still not out?
No, I am, but the people that helped me get out, I'm still paying off.
We're still
Oh,
got it.
Alright.
Is it more than we've made in the past 2 years?
As a whole?
Prizes totaling at around, check my math. I believe we've secured roughly 400,762 gold pieces for our hulls these past 2 years.
Yes, that'd be correct, Captain.
Is it more than that?
Sorry, how much was the number?
400,762.
Probably a little bit under that.
You promised the people...
Did you factor in interest if they are charging you it?
Well,
Good.
actually, it's a bit more with interest.
How much are we talking?
More than double?
And how
Some
much
real
have we
fucking
paid
loan
off?
sharks, huh?
Well, I'd paid just under half the original price.
Those who have helped you pay this off, do they know where you currently are?
How do you make contact to pay them?
Well, we have ways of signaling each other, and usually they contact me, and I'll go over and give them what I can.
What would that be, just out of curiosity?
Ship wages, anything that I've stolen.
Sorry, the signal.
Oh. 2 seconds, I have notes on this. It's something like this.
Good to know.
Are we to assume the worst if payment is not met?
No, they are my allies, technically. They wanted to see me get out and do better, but they are quite adamant that I pay them whenever I can.
So
Money
are they?
talks.
So are they anti-omen or just pro-money?
More pro money.
Are you sure they don't have anything they can hold over you? Family, perhaps?
Well, I only have my dad. The necklace that I stole, I gave to him in case they went knocking around at his door, also so that he can live comfortably. He works on the docks at Duntra.
Smart.
I try.
I don't mean to sound cold when I say this. Assume he will be leveraged against you. Anything to do with
I
coin,
expect it.
assume the things you hold most dear to be leveraged against you.
What do you know about their ties to Terra or Cordova or Armesia or any of the kingdoms there? Do you know anything about them smuggling this new powder we found? It seems like they want money for something. They're
Would Bane
working
have
with
anything with that?
Cordovan nobles to smuggle in narcotics under the nose of the king. What?
Are you specifically asking if what Omen has to do, or the people that Bane owes money to?
Both.
As for the people that Bane owes money to, I don't believe they are connected. As for Omen, Bane wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'll just relay that.
Again, I mean, the drug trade would probably be nice for money, but the ones that Bane owes money to are just interested in, loan sharking, more so than actually offloading product. As for Omen, Bane left the organization before any of those plans surfaced, but Bane does have a lot of knowledge when it comes to other things regarding other things, so you can always ask about that sort of stuff.
So you knew very well about
Again,
these...
I'm making it vague because I don't want to give anything away.
So you knew very well about these black cloaks, I take it.
That's a little bit more recent information. As I said, I left them about 2 years ago. I know a bit of the archives that they have in their headquarters, but more than that, not much. I wasn't very highly ranked in the organization, and I was mainly just a runner. Go here, go there, do this, do that.
They didn't seem legit. They seemed sloppy.
Honestly, from my dealings with Omen, they did seem very sloppy and very inauthentic. At the same time, it has been 2 years. I don't know, maybe they've gotten desperate with who they're hiring.
They haven't slipped up in the entire time I've been working for them. That is a massive oversight, at least in my experience.
I would also agree.
So we're to theorize that these black cloaks that were boistering about that they were Omen, we can assume that they're not.
Correct. And
It
though
would be safer to assume.
I didn't let this slip until now, but it seems convenient considering everyone's here. The madam She recognized the call, the signal that Ermin gets in contact with, or the Whispers get in contact with each other. I did it as she was being carted away. I have reason to believe...
The captain looks at you. You mean this one?
I do mean that one.
I noticed.
I have reason to believe that she's probably a College of Whispers bard that stole the madam's face. Because that is a thing we can do.
You can steal
That
faces.
sounds disgusting.
Not literally. It's more of a... If they die nearby, you can steal their identity, recent memories, things like that. Use it to assume their identity.
We can assume the madam is dead then.
It'd be safest.
There's no way that she would have sold us out. Our pool of allies is growing thin. We're being targeted for sure. And all this recent information is only confirmation. We need to be wary about what questions we ask. We need to make sure that when we go ashore, Sunset Grove, you ask the proper questions. Don't let on too much. The less they think we know, the better.
Of course.
Sir.
Now, as for this, it seems, Bane, here you also detailed some points of infiltration as well.
Aye, sir.
So if we were to get in to this base in Corial, we could therefore take something that is most prized to them and use it as leverage.
It would be difficult, but it could be done.
Once we have leverage, we can fully bring out the leader behind all this, which we know to be one known as the Broker.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you from Terra most likely know who I'm talking about. You've heard whispers of him, perhaps even seen him, but never seen what he looks like, or if he even is a he. Broker's been operating for a long time. And at least my time in Cordova, he gave me some information long ago. Information that led to my imprisonment.
Maybe he wants you out of the way because you know too much, Captain.
Or perhaps he figured what I could do. You see, this imprisonment happened when I was only 18 years old. It was before I obtained the courage. It was when I was but a man living in Cordova.
Mm.
You see, there was a time when King Audemar, the father of King Onofrius, had made mistakes, such as signing behind the cleansing, all under the whim of Margrave Bricot, Senior. When we last made port in Cordova, I saw something in you, Sigib. Very much like me. And Wasn't because you fried our navigator that I decided to take you in. I mean, he was a prick.
Fucking Percy.
But I took you in because I saw myself within you. After I escaped the Howling Fjord prison, which you all know that it's only ever been done once. That was me. There was a prison break. Started by a tiefling. One of the only tieflings left on the continent after the cleansing. In that same prison break, terrible villain was killed as well. You've all heard of Sanix, I assume. If you haven't, he's a terrible warlord, amassed followers, assisted in the cleansing, though that's about as far as his involvement was. He killed for the joy of it. And when he was finally brought to justice, he was thrown in the Howling Fjord. I'm the one who ended his life. It was a portion of time that I wish to forget. Can't ever find myself to do it, though. I'll spare you some of the details, but I ripped out his throat.
He's a mandolin with his vocal cords.
With my teeth. I didn't have a weapon. You see, I had a reason for going after him. He killed my father. So I tore out his throat.
Understandable.
No less than he deserved.
I'd do much the same.
Monster.
So I suppose that's a roundabout way of saying I understand why things are the way they are. And it was because of the broker that I was able to get that chance. Initially, it seemed like I was betrayed for the sake of betrayal's sake. But I learned to see the greener side of the grass, if you catch my drift. I got put there and I was able to take out the man who murdered my father. How I got there is irrelevant. However, now, the piper needs to be paid his due, and the broker needs to be stopped. He's operated too long, and he needs to be extinguished. And even if it kills me, I will see it done. I give you all this option to bow out, if you wish. I do understand that My vendetta need not be your own. However, if you do choose to stay, no more lies, no more secrets. We tell each other everything. The crew will manage. They will follow whatever order I give. And they will follow whatever order you give. Take solace in that power, not to abuse it. If you choose to stay.
Your lucky charm can't leave. You're stuck with me, Captain.
With you till the end, Captain. You know that.
With all due respect, Captain, but we ain't going anywhere.
I think you were muted right there.
I said agreed.
Sigib out. Time to roll up a new character.
Yeah, I just got word.
All
from
that work for
Athelstan.
nothing.
I just got word from Athelstan. He kind of nudged me and he's like, "Dude, I'm out. I'm out.
Crazy.
Fuck this shit.
Rock this shit."
Ain't enough Scooby snacks in the world.
Captain, you know I'll burn down anything that Brykov bastard has touched.
Then he'll freeze it. Throw it back in his face.
Then we have an accord. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all so much. A lot of stuff came to a head today, and it's only the second episode. What sort of craziness can happen next? Who knows? Tune in every Saturday to make sure you don't miss, because it's officially going to be on Saturday, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch or both at the same time. Who knows? I'm just crazy. So yeah, tune in every Saturday at X time. I'll probably just edit it in there, just like right here.
Fix it in post.
Right over your face.
Yeah, right over my face. Nobody needs this. You've already seen my face enough for like 4 hours, so you don't need
Tune
to.
in at
They won't
8
even see you
PM.
doing the right in here because it'll just be over you.
They'll see my arms doing this, so it'll be.
They'll see somewhat obscured.
Tune in at time not found.
But I hope everybody enjoyed today's session, including you all.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, no combat, but I mean, when there's no
Lots
combat,
of shenanigans.
there's great roleplay and great shenanigans. For D&D isn't only combat, though it does help to have it every once in a while.
Sometimes the face gets frozen, you know? Shit happens.
Sometimes the face gets frozen. But until then, we've been the Smoking Dragons. There's 20 sides to every story. Come and be a part of ours. Thank you. Good night. We love you. Stay safe. We'll see you again on the high seas.